Hey guys, welcome to this video. In today's video, we are going to create a MERN Stack movie booking application using MERN. This video contains the front-end part. Also, a video containing the backend as well as the admin panel will be uploaded soon. Now let me show you the full walkthrough of this site. Now as you can see, we have Navbar on top having name and icon on left and navigations. When click on it, it will take us to that particular page. Now after this comes our banner having video in the background and text on left. The two buttons here take you to that particular page. After this we have featured movies section where we have 6 movies having their images, name and category. Then comes our latest trailer where on left you can select the trailer and on right you can watch it. Let me show you this here. After this comes our Cine News section showing the news in different card styles. After this comes our footer section having quick links, and on right side we have a button that will take the user on the top here. Now on movies page we have multiple movies listed. Also we have a filter that will show the movies according to the category. On releases soon page, we show the movie that are upcoming by showing images, name and category. On contact us page, we have a form on left and contact info on right side. If you fill the form, it will redirect you to web WhatsApp with the data to share. Booking page will be created after the backend is ready, so it will be done in the next video. On login you can log in, or if you want you can create a new account here. Let me log in here. Once login is done, it will show you a toast and the button changes to log out here. Now after this, on any movie you can see the timings of the shows. Also you can see the date and time according to the show time. If you select it, you can book your ticket by selecting the seats here. Let me show you this. So let's see it. The seat will get booked here as we are using the local storage to save it for the front end. This site is fully responsive for all the devices that are laptop, tablet and mobiles. Let me show you this also. So now this is all. So let's get started. Now open your VS Code. Let's go to Chrome and search for white React. Now click on this first link, scroll down and copy this command and paste it in your terminal. Let's give the project name as frontend here. Then framework will be React and variant will be JavaScript. Click here no and click no here. Now let's go and copy and paste this here and let's install our node packages here. So copy and paste our npm install and let's go back and let's install our Tailwind CSS. So for that let's search for Tailwind CSS and click on this get started button. So we are gonna install it for white. So copy this here and now in your terminal paste it here. Then after this again go back and let's copy this import statement and now inside this white.config.js let's paste it here. Then after this let's copy this plugin and let me just paste it after giving a comma, paste it here. Now after this let's go and copy this import statement and now in your src we don't need this app.css, remove it and inside your index.css paste it here. Now let's copy this h1 tag here and let's go to app.jsx and remove and type a RESTful and paste it here. Change this class to class name here. Now after this in your terminal type here npm run dev to start our server and type O to open it on our Chrome browser. So our Tailwind CSS is installed successfully and it's working fine here. So let's go back here and in src let's go and let's search here for our React router DOM and click on this link. Let me refresh this page here and now let me copy this command here and after this let's go back and inside this terminal again paste it. Okay, it haven't been copied here. Let me again copy it here. Now after this paste it here. Now let me close it here and now after this again npm run dev. Now after this let's go to our index.html. First let's give here our title that is movie booking and it is our front end. So movie booking front end as the title here. Now after this in our src in our main.jsx remove the strict mode here and let's wrap our app component inside our browser router. So type here browser router and after this let's cut this app from here and let me just paste it here. Now after this let's go to our src and let's create our components folder and let's create our pages folder also. Now again here let's go to our assets and here we have this multiple assets. The link is given in the description box. You can download it from directly from the given link below. Now after this let me just close this here and now after this let's go to app.jsx and here now let me just remove all this and let's create our empty fragments and type a route stack and now inside this route stack we have to first create our page. So in our pages folder let me create a file that is home.jsx and inside this component let's create our first component that is navbar.jsx. Now type here RESTful in our navbar and let me just type here nav and in our home let's type here RESTful and let's import our navbar here. Now inside our app.jsx let's create a route tag and here let's define the path as slash and we are gonna render the element as the home element will be rendered on the slash here. Now after this let's go and let me remove this. Okay, let's type here import. So we are gonna import our navbar styles from our dummy styles. So here we are gonna use these CSS property for our navbar component. Now let me close this here and now after this we are gonna use this navbar CSS also. Now let me remove this div and create a nav tag. Inside this give class name, it will be navbar styles. First backtick and type a navbar styles dot nav dot base. Then inside this let's type a let me define our states. So type here const is menu open comma set is menu open is equals to a use state hook, and the initial value will be false. Then type here const is scrolled, comma set is scrolled is equals to use state hook, and initial value will be false. Then after this type here const, and here it will be is logged in, that is, then it will be set is logged in is equals to use state hook, and initial value will be false again. Now after this, let me just type here is scrolled. So if it is scrolled, then it will be navbar styles dot nav dot scrolled, else it will be, if it is not scrolling, that is navbar styles dot nav dot not scrolled. Now after this, create another div tag, give class name to this div, it will be navbar styles dot container. Then after this, another div tag, give class name to this div, it will be navbar styles dot logo container. Then inside this, another div tag, and give class name to this div, it will be navbar styles dot logo icon container. Then inside this, let's go back and let's search for our Lucidity React. Okay, let me just show you from the starting. Let me go back and let's search for Lucidity React again, and this is the link. And for npm, let's copy this command and inside your terminal paste it here. Now after this, in your icons, let's search for our clap, then expand this icon here. And for React, let's copy this import statement, and now let me just paste it after this import, and again npm run dev to start it here. Then let me close this, and after this refresh, it will be installed here. Then let's type here clapperboard icon and give class name to this icon, it will be navbar styles dot logo icon. Now after this div, create another div tag, give class name to this div, it will be navbar styles dot logo text, and let's give here text as Cineverse. Now the icon and the text is present here on the UI. Now after this, after this div, create another div tag, give class name to this div as navbar styles dot desktop nav. Then another div tag, give class name as navbar styles dot desktop nav item. So here let's type here items. Then inside this, let's go and let's search here for our GitHub. This link is already given in the description box, you can get directly from there. So after landing on here, click on front end, go to src, go to components, and inside this go to our navbar, and let's copy this nav items here, and now after this paste it here. Let's import our icons here, that is for the home, for the film route, for the calendar route we have this icon, for the contact we have this icon, and for bookings we have this ticket icon. Now after this, inside this, let's type here nav item dot map function, and we are gonna map our item, create an arrow function, and inside this let's type here const. So const icon is equals to items dot icon. Now type here return statement, and inside this create a div tag, give here key property as item dot id, and give class name to it, it will be navbar styles dot desktop nav item. Now let's type here nav link, and inside this nav link let's give here the to property as item dot path. Then after this it will be end, and give class name to this nav link, it will be is active. So we are gonna pass this is active here and create an arrow function, and then we are gonna type here backtick and type a navbar styles dot desktop nav link dot base. Then after this, inside this we are gonna type here is active. If it is active, then in that case navbar styles dot desktop nav link dot active, else it will be navbar styles dot desktop nav link dot inactive. So now after this, inside this we are gonna pass the icon having this class name as navbar styles dot desktop nav icon. Now a span tag here, and we are gonna pass the item dot icon. Sorry, we don't need to pass the icon here. We are gonna pass the label here. So now create a div tag, give class name for this as the pill will be underline. Then after this nav link, again a span tag, and give class name here. It will be again pill will be border. Now let's go and check. So our nav links are present here. Once click, it takes us to that particular page. So it's working fine here. So let's go back here, and now after this div, create another div tag and give class name to this div. It will be navbar styles dot right section. Then inside this another div tag, give class name as navbar styles dot tablet nav. Then here let's type a nav items dot map function, and we are gonna map our item, create an arrow function, and type a const icon is equals to item dot icon here. Now after this type a return, and inside this create our nav link tag, and in nav link we are gonna give the key property as item dot id. Then to property, it will be our item dot path, and end here, and let's give here class name as, again we are gonna give the is active here and create an arrow function, and then we are gonna type here again that is the navbar styles dot tablet nav link dot base, and then we are gonna type here that is the is active. If it is active, then it will be navbar styles dot tab nav link dot active. In else case, it will be navbar styles dot tab nav link dot inactive. Now after this, let's type here, let's pass the icon and give class name to this icon as navbar styles dot tablet nav icon, and a span tag, and inside this give class name as navbar styles dot tablet nav text. Then let's pass here the item dot label here. Now let's go and let's see for our smaller screen. So it is visible for our tablet view. So now after this div, let's create our auth section, that is our login button. So let's type here div, give class name as navbar styles dot auth section. Now inside this another div tag, give class name as navbar styles dot desktop nav auth. Then let's type here is logged in. If it is logged in, if the user is logged in, then the button here it will show on click property as handle logout. Then give class name to this button, that is navbar styles dot logout button. Now let's define our handle logout here. So type here const, type here user email comma set user email is equals to use state hook, and the initial value will be empty. Then type here const menu ref, that is the menu reference is equals to use ref hook, and the initial value will be null. Then let's go to our GitHub and copy this use state hook for the scroll function, and let me just paste it here. Then here it will show you this scroll function for the smooth scroll. This function basically adds a smooth scrolling throughout the entire UI for the navbar. Then after this, let's copy this use effect hook again for the resizing of the menu, as well as for the once we click on E, that is the escape key, it will close our menu open, that is. So it will be for the smaller screen, and the menu closes when we click on the escape key here. So now after this, let's type a const handle logout is equals to, and create an arrow function here. Then type here local storage dot remove item. So here we are gonna remove our cineauth. Then after this local storage dot remove item, then we are gonna again clear our is logged in. then local storage dot remove item. So here we are gonna again remove our user email from our local storage, and then the local storage dot remove item, we are gonna remove our Cine user email. Then after this, the set logged in here, it will become false, and the set user here, it will become set user email here, it will become empty. And window dot location dot href, that is the previous location here, it will be after this login, it will redirect us to our login page. Once we are logged out, it will redirect us to login page. Now after this, let's copy this auth change that is happening here. Use this while using this use effect hook. So let me just paste it here. So here we are just changing our auth status, which will be getting the locus, which will be getting the Cine auth from our local storage. Also, we are getting these three details from our local storage, and then we are just setting the user as logged in, and email will become true here. Then on storage, we are just saving these in the local storage. Now, after this button, let's type here title here. Here it will be, let me type here user email, or it will be logout. Now after this, let's give an icon as logout, and class name to this icon here, it will be navbar styles dot auth icon, and here let's give a span and type a logout. Now in the case of the user is not logged in, then it will be an anchor tag, and an href will have this login route. Then give class name to this anchor tag as navbar styles dot, and it will be our auth icon. And here we are gonna change this icon to, let me just type here login button, and let's give an icon as the user, and give class name to this icon as navbar styles dot auth icon, and then a span tag and type here login. Now after this, let's go and see. So our login button is visible here. Once click, it takes us to that particular page. Now you can see it is present for smaller screen also, for the tablet also. Now after this, let's create our toggle function for the toggling here. So let's type a div, give class name to this div, it will be navbar styles dot mobile menu toggle. Then a button tag here, and the on click property here, it will be create an arrow function, and type here set is menu open. Here it will become the previous state as not previous state. Then after this, type here class name here, and it will be navbar styles dot mobile menu button. Then type here is menu open. If the menu is open, it will show you the icon as X, and give class name to this icon, it will be navbar styles dot mobile menu icon. And in else case, if the menu is closed, then it will show you menu icon. Give class name, it will be again navbar styles dot mobile menu icon. Now after this, let's go and let's see for the toggling here. So our icon is present here and it's working fine. Now let's go, and now after this div, let's type here is menu open, and so if the menu is open, then type here div reference here, it will be menu reference. Give class name to this div, it will be navbar styles dot mobile menu panel. Then another div tag, give class name to this div, it will be navbar styles dot mobile menu items. Now after this, let's go and let's copy this nav link here, or let's copy this nav items, and let's paste it function this here. Then let's change this to, let's give a property of on click, and create an arrow function, and type here set is menu open will become false here. Once I click on any of them, it will become false. Let's change it to mobile, let me type a mobile nav link, and let's copy this and paste it here. then change. We don't need to change this here, but soon we are gonna update this. So it will be nav icon and it will be similar to nav text. Now after this, let's go and see. So now our nav items are present here, and once click, the menu gets collapsed here. So it's working fine. Now let's go back, and now for the login button, again let's create a div tag here. Let's give here class name as navbar styles dot mobile menu section, mobile auth section. Then type here is logged in. If it is logged in, then create a button tag here, and inside this button tag give on click property and create an arrow function and type here set menu open. Here it will become false, and the handle logout function will be called here. Now give class name to this button as navbar styles dot mobile logout button, and inside this let's just give an icon as logout and give class name to this icon as navbar styles dot mobile auth icon, and after this let's type here logout. Now in case of the user is not logged in, then another anchor tag, and the href will have this login, and give class name to this anchor tag as navbar styles dot mobile login button. Now on click property here, it will be again similar to this, create an arrow function and type here set is mobile menu open will become false here. Then pass the icon as user, give class name to this icon as navbar styles dot mobile auth icon, then pass here the login here. Now let's go and let's see. So our button is present here, so it's working fine here. Now after this, let's type here style, and inside the style let's give here JSX, and let's import our navbar CSS here. Now once the navbar CSS is imported, you can see a change here, that it is having this hover effects, and you will be seeing this later, that we select here and it will add this dash here. Now after this, in components, let's create our another component as banner.jsx. Type here RAFCE, and let's import our banner in our home component pages. So type here banner, and now let's create our banner section. So let me type here import. So we are gonna import our banner styles from our dummy styles. So here we are gonna use these CSS property for our banner. So after this, let's type here give class name to this div as banner styles dot container. Then type here another div tag, give class name to this div as banner styles dot video container. Then let's give a video tag here, and inside this video tag, let's me first import our video. So type here import video. So we are gonna import our video from our assets slash. So let me just type here the movie banner video.mp4. Now here we are going to use this video. So let me close this here, and now inside this video tag, let's give here the auto play property, then loop, as it will just get repeated again muted, then the play inline, and class name here it will be banner styles dot video. Then type here source, and in source here it will have this src, and in src here we are gonna call this video here. Now let's give here type of this source will be video/mp4. Now let's go and let's see. So as you can see, the banner is present here. Now after this, let's create our fallback text. So if the video is not compatible with your browser, then it will show you this text, as your browser does not support the video tag. Now after this, create a div tag and give class name to this div as banner styles dot overlay. Now after this div, let's create our content section here. So let me type here a div tag and give class name to this div as banner styles dot content. Then another div tag, give class name as banner styles dot content inner. Then h1 tag, and let's give class name to this heading tag as banner styles dot title. Now after this, give styles also, and here it will be font family. Here it will be, let's type here dancing script, and it will be cursive. Now let me remove this inverted comma here. Now after this, let's type here Ocean's Legacy. Now let's go and see. So our Ocean Legacy is present here. Now after this, h1 tag, let's create a paragraph tag, give class name to this paragraph as banner styles dot description. Let's give a paragraph here. An epic adventure beneath the waves, explore the mysteries of deep oceans and discover the treasures beyond imagination in the breathtaking cinematic experience. Now after this, create another div tag, give class name to this div as banner styles dot rating. Let me just correct this here as rating genre container. Then inside this, let me type another div tag, give class name to this div as banner styles dot rating container. Then create another div tag, and let's go to our GitHub, and inside our banner.jsx, let's copy this div, and let me just paste this div here for the stars here. So it will show you this star, and import this star from our Lucidity React. Then you can see the stars is present here as well as the paragraph. Now after this div, create a span tag and give class name to the span. It will be banner styles dot rating text, and let's type here 4.8/5. So this is our rating. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as banner styles dot generic text, and type here adventure. Then again go back to our GitHub and copy this dot icon, that is the dot, and paste it here. Then type here fantasy and drama. Now let's go and check. So it is present here. Now after this div, create another div tag, give class name as banner styles dot, so the banner styles dot button container. Then create a anchor tag, and it will be on /movies. Give class name to this, it will be banner styles dot book button, and inside this anchor tag, let's type here the icon as tickets, and give class name to this icon as banner styles dot icon, and fill here it will be white. Then after this, type here book movie, capital this B here. Then book movies button will be present here. Once click, it take us to that particular page here. Now after this, create another anchor tag, and it will be on /contact. Then give class name to this anchor tag, that is the banner styles dot, it will be our info button, and here let's give here the icon as icon info, and give class name to this info, it will be banner styles dot icon, and type here more info. So now let's see. So our more info button is present here. Now let's go back, and now after this, let's type here style, and inside the style, let's call here the banner styles dot custom CSS. Now we have completed our banner.jsx. So as you can see, this is our banner present here. So in components, let's create our third component as movies.jsx, and type here RAFCE, and inside this home.jsx page, import our movies from our components. So now let's create our movies. So type here import. So here we are gonna import our movie styles from our dummy styles. So here we are gonna use these CSS property for our movie component. Now let's remove this div, and let's create our section tag, and inside this let's give class name as movie styles dot container. Then inside this let's go and on our GitHub let's go to our movies and let's copy this style tag here, and inside the style tag we have this font style coming from our Google API, and let's type a import movies from our assets slash movie data, and here we have these movie data present here. So here we have these movie data present here, and let me just correct this assets path here. Now after this let me just close this, and now inside this movie let's create our h2 tag and give class name to this heading tag as movie styles dot title. Then let's give here our style also, and inside the style the font family here, let me just type here font family here, it will be our dancing script and it will be cursive. Now inside this heading tag let's type here our featured movies. So let's go and let's see. So our featured movie is present here. Now after this let's go and now let's create a div tag, give class name to this div as movie styles dot grid. Then inside this let's type here our visible. So for that visible let's type here const visible movies is equals to, so we are gonna slice our movies, so we are gonna show our movie to 6 only. So movie dot slice method, and we are only showing our 6 movies here. Then type a dot map function, and inside this we are gonna map our movie M and create an arrow function and type here a article tag, and inside this article let's type here key here, it will be m.id. Then the class name here it will be movie styles dot movie article. Then inside this create a link tag, and we have to import our link. So type here import, we have to import our link from our React router DOM package. Then let's give here the to property as, so here in this we are gonna take here backtick and type here slash movie slash m.id. Then give class name to this link, it will be movie styles dot movie link. Then let's type here inside this link tag we need to pass the image tag, and in src it will be m.image, and in alt it will be m.title. Let's give here the loading here, it will be lazy, and give class name to this image tag as movie styles dot movie image. Then let's see, so our movies image are present here. Once click it take us to that particular movie page. Now after this let's go back, and now after this link tag create a div tag, give class name to this div as movie styles dot movie info. Then create another div tag, give class name to this div as movie styles dot ticket title container. Then pass the icon as tickets, give class name to this icon as movie styles dot ticket icons. Then after this create a span tag and give id to this span as backtick movie title, here it will be m.id, and give class name to this, it will be movie styles dot movie title. Then give style here, and inside this font family here it will be, let me just give here the font family as Pacifico, and it will be cursive. Now inside this span pass here the m.title. Now let's go and see. So the title of each movie is present here, now also with the icon here. Then after this let's create a div tag, and inside div give class name to this div as movie styles dot category container. Then a span tag, and inside the span tag let's give a class name as movie styles dot category text, and let's type here m dot category will be passed here. So for each movie it will show its category here. So now it's visible on the UI also. Now after this Now after this we have completed our movies.jsx page. Now let's create our trailers.jsx, and inside this type here RAFCE, and inside this page home page let's import our trailers here, trailer component. So inside this trailer let's type here first import. So we are gonna import our trailer styles from our dummy styles. So here we are gonna use these particular CSS property for our trailers component, also this trailer CSS. So let me just call this to trailers CSS. Now also import our trailers data. So we are gonna import our trailers data from our assets slash trailers data, and inside this here we have this multiple data for our trailers, having this video URL for the YouTube. So let me just create this assets path here, and now after this let me just close this, and now inside this div let's give here class name as trailer styles dot container. Then after this create a main tag, give class name as trailer styles dot main. Then inside this a div tag, give class name to it as trailer styles dot layout. Then after this let's create our left side here. So for left side let's create a div tag, give class name to this div as trailer styles dot left side. Then another div tag, give class name as trailer styles dot left card. Then heading tag h2 tag, give class name to this heading tag as trailer styles dot left title, and let's type here style, and inside the styles type here font family. Here it will be, so here we are gonna give the font family as monotone and cursive. Then type here icon as clapperboard, give class name to this icon as trailer styles dot title icon, and let's type here latest trailers. Now let's go and see. So our latest trailers are present here. Now inside our GitHub let's open our trailers and copy these states present here, and now after this paste it here. Now here we are, let's import our use state here. So here we are taking this feature trailer having the trailer detail and setting that, then playing and is muted will be for the status what we are gonna play here, and video reference will be coming from use ref, and carousel ref will be for the left and right scrolling here. Now after this create a div tag again and give class name to this div as trailer styles dot carousel control. Then another div tag, give class name as trailer styles dot carousel control button, sorry. Then a button tag here, give on click property as scroll left, and give class name to this button as trailer styles dot control button. Then let's give here the icon as chevron left, and the size of this icon will be 18. And now after this let create another button tag, and let's just copy this button tag here and paste it here. Change this icon to right, and scroll will be changed to right, scroll right. Now after this let's copy this function for the scroll left and right, also this use effect hook, and now after this paste it here. Now let's import our use effect hook here, and it is for the scroll, that is for the left to right scrolling, and for that we add this smooth scroll here, and it is for the scroll here. Then for the left and right we have this function that helps in scrolling our card here. Now after this create a span tag, give class name to the span as trailer styles dot trailer count, and here we are gonna define our trailer count coming from our trailers data dot length, and it will be trailers. So let's see, we have total of 10 trailers present here. Also we have this 2 buttons present here for the scrolling. Now after this let's create a div tag, give reference here as carousel ref, then give class name to this div as trailer styles dot carousel. Then style here, it will have the style as let me just type here, scroll bar width will be null. Also the ms overflow style here, it will be none. Now after this, let's type here trailers data dot map function, and here we are gonna map our trailer, create an arrow function and type here a div tag. Give let's go back, and here let me just scroll down and let's copy this div tag here and let me just paste it here. So now let's go and see. So our trailers are present here, total 10 trailers present here. Then after this, so now after this div, let's create another div tag, give class name as trailers, let me just type here trailer styles dot trailer trending section, then type here h3 tag, give class name to this heading tag as trailer styles dot trailer title, sorry, trending title. Then type here now trending. Then let's type here trailer data dot map function, add inside dot slice function, and inside this we are gonna slice the 3 card at the starting, and dot map function, and we are gonna map our trailer, create an arrow function here, and inside this create a div tag, give a key property as trailer dot id, then give class name to this div as trailer styles dot trending item. So here we are only gonna show the 3 trailers here. Then on click, and it will be an arrow function, and give property as selected trailer, here it will be trailers. Then role of this button will be button, of this div will be button, and the tab index here it will be 0, and on key down here it will be event will be passed here, and type here if event dot key is equals to enter, if the key we press the enter, or the key dot event dot key we press is equals to empty, then in that case it will just selected trailer, here it will be trailers. So create a div tag, give class name, inside this type here trailer styles dot trending image, and inside this create an image tag, give src will be trailers dot thumbnail, and in alternate it will be trailers dot title. Then give class name to this image tag as trailer styles dot trending image src, and loading here it will become lazy. Now give div another div, give class name to this div as trailer styles dot trailer count trending content, then create a h4 tag, give class name to this h4 tag as trailer styles dot trending item title, and let's give here the title as trailers dot title will be passed here. Then a paragraph tag, give class name to this paragraph as trailer styles dot trending item genre, and pass here the trailer dot genre here. Now after this, let's go and see. So we have this now trending section here, we show the first 3 here. Then after this let's create our right side. So for our right side, let's create a div tag, give class name to this div as trailer styles dot right side, then another div tag, give class name to this div as trailer styles dot right card. Now let's create our div and give class name to this div as trailer styles dot video container. Then inside this, let's create our, let's go and on our GitHub, let's me just copy this function for the selected trailer and for this built frame src also, and let me just paste it after this. And Here we are just creating this function for the select trailer. So this helps in selecting a particular trailer. We want to watch it. So, and it shows the selected trailer on the right side of the UI. Later we are gonna create that also. Then this toggle play helps in toggling the play, that is it helps in toggling the play, that is we can change the player setting here. Then this URL has to check, that is the video URL contains the www or not, it contains the YouTube, it is coming from the YouTube or it is coming from this Vimeo or etc. So it checks the URL and verify it for YouTube. And for this build, so this just build the frame src here. So it helps in playing the video and it also helps in muting them, and it give us the right for the like YouTube here. So type here is playing. If the video is getting played, then create a div, give class name, type here trailer styles dot video wrapper, and inside this type here iframe, and let's copy this iframe from our GitHub, and let me just paste it over this iframe tag. Now after this, let's create a div, give class name as trailer styles dot close button, then create a button tag, give here on click property as create an arrow function here, and type here set is playing here become false, and then give class name to this button as trailer styles dot close button inner. Then inside this button, let's give here title here, it will be passed here, that is it is close. Then let's give the icon as X and give the size of this icon here, it will be 28. Now let's type here in else case, if we are not playing, then it will be a div, give class name to this div as trailer styles dot thumbnail container, then our image tag, and in source here we are gonna type here fetch trailers dot thumbnail. In alternate here we are gonna type here feature trailer dot title, then give class name to this image tag as trailer styles dot thumbnail image, and the loading here it will become here lazy again. Now let me just change this loading to eager. Then create a div tag, give class name here, it will be trailer styles dot play button container, then a button tag here, give on click property as toggle play, so we can toggle here. Then give class name to this, it will be trailer styles dot play button, then give a icon as play, give here size of this icon here 32, and fill here it will be white, and let's close this icon. Now after this, let's see, so on our right side we have this play button, and once I click on any trailer, it gets selected and it shows on the right side. Now after this, let's go back, and now after this create a div tag, give here class name, and in class name let's type here trailer styles dot trailer info, then another div tag, give class name to this div as trailer styles dot info header, then inside this create a h2 tag, give class name to this heading tag as trailer styles dot trailer title, and let's give here the title as feature trailer dot title will be passed here. Now after this create a div tag and give class name to this div as trailer styles dot trailer meta, then a span tag, and in span tag give class name as trailer styles dot meta item, then inside the span let's give here the icon as clock, the size of this icon here it will be, let's type here 16, and give class name to this icon as trailer styles dot meta icon. Now after this, let's pass here the feature trailer dot duration and a span tag. Inside the span tag, let's give here class name as trailer styles dot meta item. Then let me just copy this two lines and paste it here inside the span. Now here let's change this icon to, let me just change it to calendar, and the duration will be changed to year. Now let's go and see. So the year is present here with the title here. Now this is coming from the dummy data we have called here. So let's go back, and now after this create another div tag and give class name to this div as trailer styles dot generic container. Then type a feature trailer dot genre dot slice split, and we are gonna split it using the comma, and then dot map function, and now type here genre and index will be passed here, and create an arrow function and type here a span tag, and in span key here it will be index. Then class name here it will be our trailer styles dot generic tag genre tag, then pass here the genre dot trim method. And now after this let's create our paragraph tag, and inside this give class name to this paragraph as trailer styles dot description, and let's give here the feature trailer dot description will be passed here inside this paragraph. Then div, and give class name to this div as trailer styles dot credits, and inside this credit create a h3 tag, give class name to this heading tag as trailer styles dot credit title. Then let's give here the title as credits, and now create another div tag, give here class name as trailer styles dot credit grid. Then let's type here the feature trailer dot credits will be passed here, and inside this let's go and on our GitHub let's copy this, and let me just paste it here. Now after this main let's create our style tag, and inside style just pass here the first the JSX and type here the trailer CSS will be passed here. Now let's go and see. So our trailer is present here with the credits here. So let me just play a simple trailer here, and let me play this trailer. So now as you can see it is running on our YouTube. Now you can watch any of the trailer present here. Now for this movie also it is working. So now after this let's go back, and now we have completed our trailers. So let's create another component as news.jsx and type here REFCE, and in our home page let's import our news here. The news component has been imported here. Now let's create our news. So type here import. So we are gonna import our news styles from our dummy styles. So also we are gonna import our news CSS. So here we are gonna use this particular CSS property for our news component. Now after this let's type here import. So we are gonna import our sample news, which will be coming from our assets slash dummy or news dummy data, and here we have this CSS this data present here. Let me just correct the import path for our assets. Now after this div give here class name here, and inside this class name it will be news styles dot container. Now after this let me just go to news, and let's copy this style tag for our font and paste it here. Now after this style tag let me just create a header tag, and inside this header tag let's give here class name as news styles dot header. Then inside this a div tag, give class name to this div as news styles dot header flex, and inside this another div tag, give class name as news styles dot it will be our logo container. Then inside this another div tag and give class name. It will be new styles dot logo text, and style here it will be having the font family, and the font family here it will be our monotone and it will be our cursive. Now type here the news as Cine News. Now let's go and see. So first let's copy this div and let me just paste it here. And now after this let's go and see. So our Cine News is present here. And now after this let's go, and now after this create a div tag, give class name to this div as new styles dot header buttons. Then after this create a button tag here, and inside this give a class name to this button tag as new styles dot latest news button. Then let's give here the image and image icon, and here let's give here the size of this icon will be 16, and let's close this here. Now let me just type here image as image icon. So we are gonna import our image as image icon, and now after this create a span tag, give class name to the span. It will be new styles dot button text, and let's give here the latest news inside the span. Now let's check. So our latest news button is present on the right side, as you can see with the icon. Now after this let's create another div tag, and let's give here a class name to this div as new styles dot hero strip. Then after this make it stripe, and another div tag, give class name to this div as new styles dot feature badge. Then after this here let's type here features. Then create another div tag, give class name to this div as new styles dot stripe text, and type here sample news at 0th index dot title. Then type here minus, and it will be sample news at 0th index dot excerpt. So let's see. So now you can see the news is present here. Now after this let's create a div tag, give class name. It will be new styles dot stripe icon, and let's give here the icon as sparkles, and give here the size of this icon will be 16, and give class name to this. It will be text rate 500. Now after this header create a main tag, and inside this main give on click property, or first give here class name here, that is the new styles dot main. Then create a section tag here, and inside this section tag let's give here class name as new styles dot grid. Now create a article tag, and inside this article tag give class name as new styles dot header hero card. Then create another div tag, give class name as new styles dot hero image container. Then inside this let's create another div tag and give class name to this div as new styles dot hero image. Then image tag in source here it will be our sample news at 0th index dot image, and the alternate here it will be sample news at 0th index dot title. Then give class name to this image. It will be new styles dot hero image, and loading here it will be eager, so it will load faster. Then create a div tag, give class name to this div as new styles dot hero overlay. Then after this create another div tag, give class name to this div as new styles dot hero content. Now here let's create a span tag, give class name to the span as new styles dot hero category. Then type here sample news at 0th index dot category, and now let's check. So the news image and overlay is present here with the category. Now after this, let's type here h1 tag and let's give class name to this heading tag as new styles dot hero title, and style here it will have this font family, and the font family here it will be Roboto and it will be sans serif. Now after this, let's type here the sample news at 0th index dot title will be passed here. Now after this, a paragraph tag, give class name to this paragraph as new styles dot hero excerpt, then type a sample news at 0th index dot excerpt. So the paragraph as well as the title is present here. Now after this, let's go, and now after this, create a div tag, give class name to this div as new styles dot hero meta. Then inside this, create another div tag, give class name to this div as new styles dot meta item. Then let's pass the icon as clock, and size of this icon will be 16. Then a span tag, and inside the span class name here it will be new styles dot meta text, and type here the sample news at 0th index dot title time will be passed here. Then let me just copy this div and paste it again here. Just change this icon to, let's change it to calendar, and the sample news dot year or date here. Now let's see, so our date as well as the time is present here. Now after this, let's go and create another div tag, give class name to this div as the new styles dot header strip hero strip, then div give class name to this div as new styles dot strip grid. Then type a sample news dot slice method, and we are gonna slice from 1st till 4 dot map function, and here we are gonna pass the item and create an arrow function, and here just type here article tag, and inside this article tag key property here it will be item dot id. Then class name here it will be our new styles dot article card. Then give class name to this div tag as new styles dot article image. Then inside this our image tag, the source here it will be item dot image, and in alternate here we are gonna render the image dot title here. Then let's give here class name as new styles dot it will be our article image. Then type a loading here it will be lazy. Now after this, create another div tag, give here class name as absolute position will be absolute, left will be 3, and bottom here it will be 3. Then a span tag, inside the span give class name as new styles dot it will be our article category, and let's type here item dot category will be passed here. Now after this, create another div tag and give class name as new styles dot article content, and another div tag, and inside this a heading tag, give class name to this h3 tag as new styles dot article title, and the style here it will have this font family, and the font family here it will be Roboto sans serif, and pass the item dot title here. Now a paragraph tag, give class name to this paragraph as new styles dot article excerpt, and pass the item dot excerpt here. So now as you can see, the 3 news are present here at the bottom. And now after this, let's create a div tag, give class name to this div as again new styles dot article spacer. And now after this let's create our right side. So for our right side, let's go to our GitHub, and let me just copy this right side here till this aside tag and paste it after this. Now after this, let's go and check. So now you can see the right side has been created here, having news here and as well as a email box. where you can subscribe to our CNN news. And now after this main tag, let's create our style tag, and in style tag type here JSX, and let's type here the new CSS will be passed here. Now the CSS is added at the background having this hover effect, and now we have completed our new section. So now for our UI, let's create our component as footer.jsx for the bottom and type RAFCE. Let's import our footer to our home.jsx page. So after importing this footer, let's create our footer here. So for footer, let's first import. So we are gonna import our footer styles from our dummy styles. So here we are going to use these particular CSS property for our footer here. Then let's type here, let me just remove this and type here the footer tag. So create a footer tag here, and inside this footer tag give class name to this footer as footer styles dot footer. Then div tag, we have class name to this div as footer styles dot animated border. Then after this div, let's create another div tag, give class name as, give here footer dot bg container. Then another div tag and give class name to this div as footer styles dot bg glow 1. Let's copy this div and paste it again. Change this glow to 2. Now after this div, create another div tag, give class name to this div as footer styles dot footer icons container. Then inside this, let's go and to our GitHub. Inside our footer, let me just copy this and paste it here. Now let me just paste it over here. Now let me just copy this and let me just paste it after this here. Now here we are doing this scroll to top, and before that let's type here const current year is equals to new date dot now get full year, and inside this we are gonna get the current year, and the const is visible comma set is visible is equals to a use state hook, and the initial value will be false here. So here we are gonna scroll from bottom to top using this scroll to top button. So it will just make us to scroll smoothly to the top having the button on the right side bottom. Then this link and generic links have this link we are gonna use there, and this use effect helps in scrolling, having this scroll smooth scrolling. So and here let's import our these icons for the floating icon here for this star, the ticket, as well as the popcorn. Now after this, let's go back, and we have this error coming, that is the use effect is not defined. Okay, so we are gonna define our use effect here. So let's define this use effect, and let's go back, and here let me just close this and see. So soon our footer will be shown here. So now let's create a div tag, give class name to this div as footer styles dot main container. Then another div tag, give class name as footer styles dot grid container. Then inside this, create another div tag, give class name as footer styles dot bg brand container. Then inside this, create another div tag, give class name, and it will be our footer styles dot brand logo container. Then create another div tag, give class name, position will be relative. Then another div tag, give class name as footer styles dot logo glow. So another div tag, give class name to this div as footer styles dot logo container. Then inside this, give the logo as clapperboard, give class name as footer styles dot logo icon. And let me just close this here. Now you will be able to see our logo is present here having this glowing effect. Now after this div, create a h2 tag and give class name to this heading tag as footer styles dot brand title. And let me just type here the style here will have the font family as monotone cursive. And let me just give the as cine and as span tag give class name as footer styles dot brand title white and type here verse. So cineverse will be looking like this. So our title is present here. Then after this h2 tag, let's create our after this div, let's create our paragraph tag and give class name as footer styles dot brand description. And let's give the paragraph as experience the dark side of cinema with the latest news, reviews and exclusive content. So our paragraph as well as the icon is present here. Now after this our div, give class name, it will be footer styles dot social container. Then let's type here, let's go on our GitHub again and let me just copy this icons here and let me just paste it here. Let's import our icon for the Facebook, for Twitter, then for Instagram and for the YouTube coming from the Lucidity React. Then type here dot map function and we are gonna map our item comma index and create an arrow function here. And inside this create a anchor tag in href, it will be on hash and give key here, it will have this index and give class name to this anchor tag as footer styles dot social link. And inside this let's type here item dot icon having this class name as, let me just type here footer styles dot, it will be social icon and let me just close this here. Then after this div, let's create our quick links. So here let me just type a div tag, give class give a ht tag and give class name to this heading tag as footer styles dot section header. Then let's create a div tag, give class name to this div as footer styles dot section dot. Then let me just close this div here, right here. Then after this div, type here explore. So now our explore is present here. Now after this let's go and now let's create our UL tag and let's give here class name to this UL tag as footer styles dot links list, and inside this links dot map we are gonna map our link and create an arrow function here. And now inside this type here li tag and give key property to this list tag as link dot href. Give class name to this link list tag as or don't give this class name, just type here anchor tag and in href it will be link dot href and give class name to this anchor tag as footer styles dot and it will be our link item. And inside this create a span tag, give class name and it will be like footer styles dot link dot and pass here the link, or just close this span tag right here. And now after this closing, let me just type here, let me just pass here the link dot label here. Now let's go and check. So our links are present here once. Okay, now after this let's copy this div and let me just paste it, copy this div and paste it here. Then let me just change it to genres and it will be changed to genre link dot map, and now you will be able to see the genres are present here. Now we have both the things present here. Then after this div, let's create our contact us section, that is the contact info. So create a div tag and let's go to our GitHub and let me just copy this div for contact info and paste it here. Now let's go on our UI. Okay, we have to import the icons here. So here for this email we are gonna import our icons, and for phone number and for this location. Now let's see. So now our contact us is also present here. Now after this, let me just give a divider here, and inside this divider create a div tag. If class name here, it will be our footer styles dot divider. Then inside this create another div tag, give class name to this div as footer styles dot divider icon container. Then now let's pass the icon as film and give class name to this icon as footer styles dot divider icon. And now after this, let's create here another div tag, give class name as footer styles dot bottom bar. Then create another div tag, give class name as footer styles dot designed by. And here let me just type here a span tag, give class name as footer styles dot designed by text. And here let me just type here designed by. And after this, let's create an anchor tag, and in href let's go and search for the hexagon digital services and copy this, and let me just paste it here inside this and remove this here. Then after this, type here the target here, it will be underscore blank so that it's open on the next page or the new tab, that is, and give class name to this anchor tag as footer styles dot designed by link. And the rel here, it will be no opener and no referrer. Then type here hexagon digital services. Now after this, let's go and see. So our divider is present here with the icon, and it is present here. Now after this, let's go and let me just copy this div for this privacy policy, terms condition and cookie policy, and now it is present on this the UI like this. So now after this, let's type here the is visible. So if it is visible, and create a button tag, and here let's type here on click property and type here scroll to top, and give class name to this icon as to this button as footer styles dot scroll to top button. Then let's give here the pass here the button icon as arrow up, and give class name to this icon, that is footer styles dot scroll to top icon. Now create a style here, style tag, and inside this pass the footer styles dot custom style. Now let's, after this we have completed our footer. So you can see the button present here on the right side, it will be visible for this. So let me just put a comment, type a custom style. Okay, we have just imported that using that custom style. So now let me just remove this custom style from here. We don't need to import it from there. So now we have completed our footer.jsx, and now let me just close all this. And now after this, let's create another route tag, and inside the route tag path here, it will be on /login, the element we are gonna render. So for that, in our pages, let's create our login.jsx and type a RESTful. And in our components, let's create our login page.jsx, and here let's type here RESTful. And after this, in our login, let's import our login page. And now in our app.jsx, in elements, we are gonna render our, let me just type here the login page here, login, and coming from our pages, so we are gonna render our login here. So let's create our login page component here. So type here import. So we are gonna import our login styles from our dummy styles. So here we are gonna use these CSS property for our login page. So let me close this, and now after this, let's go to our GitHub in our login page.jsx. Here let's just copy this use state hook and paste it after this. So here we are gonna take this form data that will have this email and password. Then show password is used for toggling the password, and is loading helps in showing that it is disabled for the button when it is loading. Then give class name to this div as login styles dot page container. Then after this, let's go and search here for React Toastify package, and here click on this first link, then copy this command here, and after this in your terminal paste it here, then go back and let me just close this here. Then after this let's copy this toast container here, and now after this paste it here. Again in your terminal type here npm run dev, and let's import our toast container. So for that type here import toast container will be coming from our React Toastify package. Now after this let's go back and refresh this here. Now after this on our login, so you can see the black background is present here. Now after this let me just type here a div tag, and inside this div let's give class name as position will be relative, width will be full, and max width will be medium, then z index will be 10. Then create a div tag, give class name as login styles dot back button container. Then inside this create a button tag. Here let's type here on click property, it will be go back, and give class name to this button as login styles dot back button, and here let me just give an icon as arrow left, and size of that icon will be 20. Give class name to this icon as login styles dot back button icon. Let me close this and type here span tag, and give class name to the span as login styles dot back button text, and let me just type here back to home. So now let's go and see. Okay, we have to define the go back function here, that is the error says. So for that let's go back, and here let me just type here const go back is equals to, now create an arrow function here, and let's type here window dot history dot back, and it will just take us to whatever page you were, and it will take you back to that page here. So home will take you to home page. So now it's working fine. Now after this, now let's create a div, give class name to this div tag as login styles dot card container. Then after this another div tag, give class name to this div as login styles dot card header. And after this div let's create our another div tag, div class name as login styles dot card content. Now inside this let's create another div tag and give class name as login styles dot header container. Inside this let's create another div tag, give class name to this div as login styles dot header icon container, and inside this let's give a icon as fill, and give class name to this icon as login styles dot page header icon, and let's give a size of to this icon as 28 and close this here. Now after this let's create a h2 tag, and let's give class name to this heading tag as login styles dot header title, and let's give here the title as cinema access. And now let's go back and see. So now it is present on the login page. Now after this div let's create a paragraph tag, and inside this let's give here class name as login styles dot header subtitle, and inside this let's give a paragraph as enter your credentials to continue the experience. Now let's create a form tag, and inside this let's type here on submit property will be handle submit here, and now let's create a div tag and give class name to this div as login styles dot input group. Then inside this create a label tag, and inside this HTML for will be for email, give class name, it will be login styles dot label, and inside this let's type here email address. Now after this label tag let's create a div tag, and inside this give class name as login styles dot input container. Then inside this create an input tag. Type here it will be changed to email. Then ID here it will be email. Then type was already defined here. Let me just cut this here. And name here it will be email. Then required here it will be true, as this field must be filled here. Value will be form data dot email. Then on change will be our handle change. And after this, let's give here class name as login styles dot input. Now after this give placeholder, and placeholder it will be your email address. Now after this, let's go and see. So okay, we have to define this here. So firstly, let's define our handle change. So type a const handle change is equals to, let's pass an event and create an arrow function, and type a const name comma value is equals to event dot target. So this value will get updated by the event dot target. Then set form data will be setting the form data as previous state and create an arrow function, and inside this type a dot 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 previous state, and it will be our name will be setting the value here. Now after this, let's create our handle submit here. So let's type here const handle submit is equals to, let's pass an event and create an arrow function, and type here e dot prevent default, as it will stop the page from reloading here. Then after this, set is loading here at the starting, it will become true. Then after this, if form data dot password or the form data dot passwords dot length is less than 6, if the password length is less than 6, then it will set is loading will become false here. And a toast dot, so for this toast it is imported here. Then a toast dot error will be shown here, that the error will say that is the password must be at least of 6 characters long. Now after this, it will just console.warn, as it will give you a warning on the console as login blocked, and it will return the error here. Now after this, console.log, and we are gonna console our data, login data, and we are gonna console our form data here. Now after this, type a set timeout function, and let's create an arrow function here, and let's type here set is loading will become here false. And now let me just go to our GitHub again, and let's copy this try block and paste it here. So here we are gonna just set the item, and in catch block we are gonna pass the error here, and inside this error we are gonna just type here the console.error, and inside this error we are gonna just type here failed to login. So we are gonna fail to login here, and the error will be passed here. Then a toast.success will be shown if it's went successful here, and it will say login successful here. Now after this, and it will show you that it is redirecting you to your cinema, that is the home page. Now set timeout again, and now again create an arrow function here, and inside this arrow function let's type here window.location.href is equals to, and it will be take to our home page, that is slash, and it will be taking us within the 2 seconds, that is 2000, and the upper block will be closed at 1500, that is 1.5 seconds. Now you can see our email field is present here. Now let's go back here, and now after this let's create a div tag here, give class name to this div as login styles dot input icon, and inside this let's give an icon as clapperboard. Give size of this icon will be 16, and class name to this icon it will be text rate 500. And now let me just copy this div here, and let me just paste it again here. Then let's change this HTML to password, and let's copy this password here, and let me just change this label as password here. Then the type here it will be changed to, as it will show password. If the password is showing, then it will be text, and if else it will be password. Now change this ID name to password, and value will be changed to password. Placeholder will be changed to your password. Now after this it will be input with icon and enter your password. Now let me just remove this, and here we are gonna use the toggle here. So for that, create a button tag. Type of this button will be button, and the class name here it will say that is login styles dot password toggle. Now here let's give here on click property and create an arrow function here, and inside this let me just type a set show password here. It will be previous, it will be not show password. Then type a show password. If it is showing, then it will show you the icon as eye off, and size of this icon will be 18, and class name to this icon it will be login styles dot page password toggle icon. In else case, if the password is not showing, then it will be I, and size of this icon here again it will be 18, and class name will be similar as login styles dot password toggle icon. Now after this div, let's create a button tag here, and inside this type of this button will be submit. Then let's type here disabled. It will be disabled when it is loading state. So let me just type here is loading, and class name will be like backtick, and type here login styles dot submit button, and type here dollar and check is loading. If the state is in loading state, then it will be login styles dot submit button disabled. If it is loading state, it will be disabled, else it will be nothing. Now let's just pass here the is loading. If it is loading, then in that case create a div tag, and here let's give here class name as login styles dot button content, and inside this another div tag, let's give here class name to this div as login styles dot loading spinner. Then after this, let me just type here a span tag and give class name to the span as login styles dot button text, and let me just type here signing in. Now after this, in case we have to just copy this div, and if in case else case that is not loading, I paste it here and change this here. Give a icon here that is the popcorn icon, and the size of this icon here it will be our 18, and class name to this icon it will be login styles dot button icon, and now here it will be changed to access your account here in this span tag. Now let's go and see. So now you can see our button is created here. Now after this, let's create our div and give class name to this div as login styles dot footer container. Now another paragraph tag and give class name to this paragraph as login styles dot footer text, and let's give a text as don't have an account. If you don't have an account, then it will give a space and anchor tag, and it will take you to sign up page, and give class name to this anchor tag as login styles dot footer link, and here just type here create a or create an account or create one now, and now give styles here, and in styles just pass here the login styles dot custom CSS. Now let's go and see. So by adding this, you can see the text changes here, and if I don't, you can see the text is similar. Now after this, let's give email, and now in our, let me show you our application, our local storage. Let me clear this here. Let me refresh again, and now let me just sign in here. Now after this, access your account, it shows sign in, and now you can see we have total 4 things present in our local storage here, and the button changes to logout. Now let's create our sign up here. So for that sign up to be created, let's go to our pages and create our signup.jsx. Inside this, type here RFC, and in our components, let's create our signup page.jsx. Now type here RFC again, and here let me just type here sign, and let's go and let's import our sign up page here. Now after this, let's go to our app.jsx and let's give a route tag, and the path here it will take us to /signup, and the element what we are gonna render is this signup page. Signup, that is coming from the pages. So now you can see this sign is present here. So let's go back to our sign up, and now here let me just close all this, and now here let me remove this and type here import. So we are gonna import our styles, that is the sign up styles, which will be coming from this dummy styles, and here we are going to use these particular CSS property for our sign up. Also we will be importing our sign up CSS. So now after this, let's give here class name to this div as signup styles dot container. Now after this, another div tag and give class name to this div as signup styles dot particle containers. Now after this, let's go to our GitHub. In our signup.jsx page, here let me just copy this particles and let me paste it here. So here let me increase this bracket, and now let's go and see. Now you can see this particles are present in the background here. Now after this, let's go here and let's create a div tag, and here let's give class name to this div as signup styles dot, let me type a gradient orb, and another div tag, give class name to this div as signup styles dot orb1. Then let's copy this div and paste it again here and change this orb to orb2. Now after this div, let's create our, let me just go back and let's create our copy and paste this toast container here. Now let's import our toast container. So type here import. Our toast container will be coming from our React Toastify package. Now after this, let's create a div tag here and give class name to this div as signup styles dot back button, or just type here main content here, then create a button tag here and on click here, and on click will be having this function as go back. And now let's give class name to this as class signup styles dot back button. Now after this, let's give an icon here, arrow left, and type here the size of this icon will be 20, and give class name to this icon as signup styles dot back icon. Now let's create a span tag, give class name to the span as signup styles dot back text, and let me just give here back to home, or just type here back here, and let's me refresh this. Okay, let me just copy these states here and let me just paste it here, and now here let me just import our use state from here. Here we are taking this form data, we have this full name, username, we will be taking email, phone number, birth date and password. For show password, it will help in toggling the password. Is loading will show you the loading, and error will show you the errors here. Then type a const handle change is equals to, let's pass an event and create an arrow function. Again type a const name comma value is equals to event dot target. Now after this, type here set form data, and inside this we are gonna type here the previous state, and inside this previous state we are gonna type here the previous state, as well as the name will be having the value. Now after defining this, type here if the errors happens on the name, then in that case set errors will be having the previous, and create an arrow function, and inside this again pass the previous, and type here the name will have this empty, so name will be empty string. Now after this, let's type here the function to validate. So we are gonna validate all the fields that it is filled or not, and let me just go not. Now after this, let's go back and let's copy this function const validate form, and here let me just copy and paste it here. Now here it's test each field that it is filled or not as it is required here. Then after this, type here const go back and create an arrow function here, and now type here window dot history dot back, and it will take you back here. Then now you can see this back button is present here. Let me correct this K here. Now after this, let's go back here. Now click, so it take us to login page. Now it's working fine. Then after this, create a div tag here. Give class name to this div as signup_styles.card. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as signup_styles.card header. Now after this, another div tag, give class name to this div as signup_styles.card content. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as signup_styles.header. Then another div tag, again give class name to this div as signup_styles.headerFlex. Now let's give our icon as ticket. Give class name to this icon as signup_styles.headerIcon. And the size of this icon will be 32. Now create a h2 tag and give class name to this heading tag as signup_styles.headerTitle. And let's give here the title as join our cinema. Now you can see the title is present here with the icon. Now after this, let me just create a paragraph tag and give class name to this paragraph as signup_styles.header subtitle. And let's give here the paragraph as create your account and start your cinematic experience or journey. Now let me just go back and create a form tag here, and inside this form tag on submit here it will be handle submit. And now give class name to this handle submit, it will be signup_styles.form. Then create a div tag here and inside this give class name as signup_styles.formGrid. Now inside this create a div tag and a label tag, and the HTML here it will be for full name. Now after this, let me type here class name, and class name will be signup_styles.field. Now after this, let's type here full name. Now let's go back. Okay, we have to define our handle submit, so let's define this here. So let me type here const handle submit is equals to pass an event, and now create an arrow function here, and inside this type a e.prevent default, as it will stop the page from reloading here. Now after this type here if the validate form it shows error, that is if the validation fails, then it will show the error as throws.error. Please fix the form's error. Now after this it will return this error here. Then type here console.log, and we are gonna console our data here. So type here form data, and it will be our form data will be shown, as well as the password here it will be shown in asterisk to maintain that the password is hidden once it is gets submitted here. Plus we are gonna show the form.password.slice, and it will show the password up to 2 here. Now after this type here set is loading will become here true, and now after this type a set timeout function and create an arrow function here. Type here set is loading, here it will become false, and toast.success here it will be shown as account created successfully, and we are gonna show it that it is redirecting to login page. Now after this set timeout function again and create an arrow function and type here window.location.href, and it will take us to our /login page. Now it will take us in 2000, that is 2 seconds, and it will show you the success in 1.5 seconds, that is 1500. Now let's go, and you can see this label is present here, full name. Now after this, let's copy this full name, and here let's create a div tag and give class name to this div as signup_styles.input container. Then create an input tag here and type here it will be text. Then the ID here it will be for full name, the name here it will be for full name, then it will be our required field, then the value here it will be form data dot full name, then on change here it will be calling the handle change function, then class name here, it will be for the backtick, and type here signup styles dot, and it will be our input dot base, and again we are gonna check that is the errors dot full name. If the error on the full name happens, then in that case it will show you the signup styles dot input dot errors, else it will show you that is the signup styles dot input dot normal. So it will show you this text style here. Then again the signup styles dot input with icon. Then here let me just give a placeholder, that is enter your full name. Now let's go and see. So now you can see this input field is present here. Then after this, type here div and give class name to this div as signup styles dot input icon, and here let's give an icon here for the user and give size of this icon will be 20. Then or just change it to 18, and here now let's type here errors dot full name, and in that case let's create a paragraph tag, and here let's give class name to this paragraph as signup styles dot error text, and let me close this paragraph, and let's pass here the errors dot full name. Now it will show you the error if any happens here. So let's copy this div and paste it again here, and this time change this full name to username. Let's copy this username here. First let's change it to username here, then type here it will be text, ID will be changed to username. Let me change it here. The name will be username, value will be changed to username, then class name will be changed to username. Then let me just change this placeholder as choose your username. Let me type here choose a username, and after this the errors will be first change this icon to clapperboard, and errors will be changed to username as well as this to username. Now after this div, let's copy this div here, and after this let me just create a div tag and give class name, it will be signup styles dot form grid, and now let me paste it again here. Then HTML4 will change to email. Let's copy this email here, then it will be changed to email address, then type here it will be changed to email, ID will be changed to email, name will be changed to email, value will be changed to email, class name will be here email. Then in placeholder it will be your @example.com, that is the email. Then let's change this icon here. The icon here it will be our mail icon. Then the errors will be changed to email here. Now after this let's copy this div again, and here after this div paste it again here, change this HTML4 to phone, and let's copy this phone here. Then let's change this label as phone number, and type here it will be changed to tel, that is the telephone number. Then ID will be changed to phone, and this value will be changed to phone here. Then the placeholder will be changed. Let me just type here 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and let me just go and see. Now you can see 4 fields are created here with the input tag. Now let me just change this icon to phone, then errors dot phone and error dot phone will be passed here. Now again a div tag and give class name to this div. Again it will be just signup styles dot, it will be our form grid. Now again paste it here, and this time again copy this and let me just paste it here. Now change this HTML4 to birth date, and here it will be changed to birth or date of birth. Now after this let's copy this HTML4 birth date, change this ID to birth date, name will be changed to this birth date, type here it will be date. Now the value will be changed to birth date, errors will be changed to birth date, and here the placeholder, we don't need this placeholder now. and also this icon will be changed to calendar. Then the errors here, it will change to birth date here. Now let's go and see. Now you can see our birth date is present here. Now let me just fill, so it's getting filled here. Now after this div, let me just again copy this div here, and here let me just paste it here. Now here the HTML form will be changed to password, then here it will be changed to password. Then let's copy this password. ID will be changed and name will be changed to password. Then the type here, it will be show password, set show password, and if it is showing, then in that case it will be text, else it will be password. Now after this value will be changed to password, errors.password. Then in placeholder, let me just correct this, it will be input with toggle for the styling, and placeholder will be create a strong password. Now here the icon will be changed to, let's type a lock and lock icon, and after this errors.password and errors.password. Now after this div, let's create our toggle functionality to create a button tag. Here the type of this button tag will be button. Class name to this button, it will be signup styles dot password toggle. Then the onClick property, it will be creating an arrow function, and type here set show password will be not show password. Now after this, inside this type a show password. If it is showing, then it will be our eye off icon, and size of this icon here, it will be 18, and class name to this icon, it will be signup styles dot toggle icon. If it is not showing, then it will be I, and size will be 18, and class name will be similar as signup styles dot toggle icon. Now let me close this here. Now after this, let's go back, and here let me just check it. So here you can see it's getting toggle here, so it's working fine. Then after this div, let's create another div tag and give class name to this div as signup styles dot submit container. Then a button tag here, and inside this button tag, type of this button will be submit button. Then here the disabled is equals to, it will be disabled if it is in loading state. Then give class name to this div as backtick, type here signup styles dot submit button dot base. Then after this, let's type here is loading. If it is in loading state, then it will be signup styles dot submit button dot loading, and if it is not in loading state, it will be empty. Then type here is loading. If it is in loading state, create a div tag, give class name to this div as signup styles dot submit content. Then create another div tag, give class name to this div as signup styles dot loading spinner. Then after this, create a, let's type here creating account, creating your account. Now in case of else that it is not loading, then create a div tag, give here class name as signup styles dot submit content. Then here give an icon as fill, and give class name to this icon as signup styles dot submit icon. Let me give a size to this icon as 20 and close this here. Then a span tag, give class name to the span as it will be font cinema, and let me just type here create cinema account. Now let's go and see. So now you can see it is present here. Let me just fill all the details, and now let me fill this details here. So it shows the error, that is you must be at least of 13 years. So for that, let me just go up and select a previous year, and let me just, so it shows that fix the form error, digit must be 10. So now you can see this form data is present here, and now it takes us to our login page here. So now this functionality is also working fine here, and in application there is nothing as we haven't set it here. Until we log in, it won't get set here. So let me just log in again here. Okay, we have to create a 6-digit here. So now after sign in, you can see there are 4 things present here and it's converted to logout. So now this whole functionality is working fine. So let me just create another div tag here and give class name to this div as signup styles dot login container. Then a paragraph tag, give class name to this paragraph as signup styles dot login text. And let me just give here the text as already have an account. If a user has already have an account, then in that case it will be taking to login page using this anchor tag and give class name to it as signup styles dot login link. And let me just type here sign in to your account here. Now let me go back. Now it is present here. Now this functionality is also working fine. Now after this we have created our signups page. So let me close this here, and now inside this pages we have to create another page, that is our movie.jsx page, and type here RESTful. Then inside this components, let's create our component, that is the movies page.jsx, and type here RESTful. And here let me just type here mo. Then inside this movie, let me just import our navbar first. Then after this navbar, we have to import our footer, and in the middle we are gonna render our movies page here. Now for that we have to define the route here also. So for route we have to define the route. The path here we are gonna render on our movies route, and the element it will be our movies. Now let me just close this here. Now once I go back here, and here on the movies page we haven't been able to see this. Let me check it. Now again, now it's working fine. It takes some time to render, I think. So now let me just close this, and here type here import. So we are going to import our movie page styles, which will be coming from dummy-style.js, and here we are going to use these particular CSS property for this component. Now after this, let me type here import. So here we are going to import our movies, which will be coming from our asset/dummy m data. So here let me go to this movies, and here we are going to get this much data from our dummy.mdata.js file. So here let me just correct this path here, and now after correcting this path, let's go back, and here let's go to our GitHub, and here in our movies.jsx file, let me just movie page, let me just copy this here, and before that let me type a const, and here it will be our active category, comma set active category is equals to a use state hook. So we are going to use our state hook, and the initial value will be all. So it will show you all these here. Then type here const show all, comma set show all is equals to use state hook, and the initial value will be false. Then after this type here const movies is equals to the movies, that is the capital movies, and then let's paste it here, the active category, that filter movies here. Then after this create a use effect hook and create an arrow function here, and type here set show all here become false here. Then after this let me just quote a comment, pass the active category here. So it will get updated according to the active category. So let me just copy this categories and visible movies. So here the visible movies will be coming from this slice method, and active will have this much here. So let's give class name to our div, that is movie page styles dot container. Then another section tag, and give class name to this section tag as movie page styles dot categories container. Now category section, then create a div tag, give class name to this as movie page styles dot categories container. Then create a div and give class name to this div as movie page styles dot categories flex. Then pass here the categories dot map function, and here we are going to map our category, and now we are going to create an arrow function here, and let me just cut this and let me paste it. Let me correct this here. Now increase a bracket here. No, it's working fine. Create a button tag here, and inside this button tag key here it will be category dot id. Then the class name to this button tag as backtick, and type here movie page styles dot categories button dot base. Then type here active category is equals to category dot id. In that case, it will show you the movie page styles dot category button dot active. In else case, it will show you the movie page styles dot category button dot inactive. Now, after this, inside this, let's give a onClick property and create an arrow function, and type here set active category. Here it will be, let me type here category dot id. Now, after this, inside this button, let's type here category dot name will be passed here. Now let's go and see. So now you can see the category name are present here. Now after this, let's go back here, and now after this section tag, create another section here and give class name to this section tag as movie page styles dot movie section. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as movie page styles dot movie container. Then create a div tag, give class name as movie page styles dot movie grid. Then inside this, type a visible movies dot map function, and we are gonna map our movie. And now we are going to create an arrow function, and here create a link tag, and let me create this as a tag here. Now after this, here in this link, the key property here it will be movie.id. Then the to property here it will be backtick. It will be taken on /movie/ pass here the movie.id here. Then after this, let me type here state here it will be, let me type here movie, and then give class name to this link tag as movie page styles dot movie card. Then inside this link, let me create a div tag and give class name as movie page styles dot movie info contain image container. Then create a image tag, and in source here it will be movie dot image, and in alt it will be movie dot title. Then give class name to it as movie page styles dot movie image. Now let's go and see the movies images are present here. So it will be present for all the section here. Now after this, let's go back here, and now after this div, create another div tag, give class name to this div as movie page styles dot movie info. Then inside this, create a h3 tag, give class name to this heading tag as movie page styles dot movie title, and let me just pass here the movie dot title here. Now after this, create a div tag, give class name to this div as again movie page styles dot movie category. Then inside this, let's create a span tag, give class name as movie page styles dot movie category text, and let me just pass here the movie dot category here. Now after this, let's create a filter movies dot map dot length is equals to 0, and in that case, if the length is 0, it will show you a message that is div create class name as movie page styles dot empty state. Now it will show you that is no movie found in this category. So there will be no movie shown if there is nothing. Also you can see this is present here, the name and the category. Now after this, let's go back, and now after this div, create a filter movies dot length is greater than collapse count, and create a div, give class name to this div that is movie page styles dot show more container. Then create a button tag here. If the length is greater than the collapse count, then it will show you this button, and create an arrow function on the onClick property, and set show all will become here the previous state, and create an arrow function and which will be not previous state. Then give class name to this button as movie page styles dot show more button. Then let's pass here the show all. If it is showing all, it will be written here that is show less, else it will show more. Now after this, now show more backtick, and here we are going to show our result, that is the filter movies dot length minus the collapse count. So here it will be more. So let me just show it here. So you can see it shows show 36 more. Show less is present here to collapse it. So now it's working fine for all. So now we have created our movie page here. So let's go back, and here in components, let's create a component. Let me create a component here that is release page.jsx. Type here RESTful, and inside this pages, let's create a page that is release.jsx, and here let me type here RESTful. Then let's import our navbar here, the footer here, and in between them, let's import our release page here. Now after this, let's go to our app. Let me go to our app.jsx, and here let's create a route tag, give path as /release, and element we are gonna render our release. Now after importing it here, let's go to our release page. You can see this is present here. So now let's create our release page here. So let me remove this and type here import. So here we are going to import our releases styles, which will be coming from this dummy style. So we are going to use this CSS here. So now after this, type here import movies. So we are importing our movies from our assets /dummy r data. So let's go here. So here you can, let me just correct this path here, and here we have this movies present here. Then after this, create a inside this div tag, give class name as release styles dot page container. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as releases styles dot header container. Then create a h1 tag, give class name to this heading tag as release styles dot header title. Then let's give here the title as releases soon. Now after this h1 tag, let's create a paragraph tag, give class name to this paragraph as releases styles dot header subtitle. Let's give here a paragraph that is latest movies, and here let's go to our banner and copy this dot here and paste it here. Then now showing. After this, let's create a div tag, give class name here as releases styles dot movie grid. Then inside this, type here movies dot map function. We are gonna map our movie and create an arrow function here. And now create a div tag, give key property as movie dot id. Then class name to this div as releases styles dot movie card. Then another div tag, give class name as releases styles dot image container. Then inside this, create an image tag. In source, it will be movie dot image, and in alternate here it will be movie dot title. Then give class name to this image tag as releases styles dot movie image. Now after this div, create another div tag, give class name as releases styles dot movie info. Then here let's type a h3 tag, give class name to this heading as releases styles dot movie title, and let's pass here the movie dot title here. Now after this, let's create a paragraph tag, give class name as releases styles dot movie category, and inside this, pass here the movie dot category. Now after this, let's go and check. So here you can see this movie with name and category are present here. Now, after this, we have created our release page also. So let me just close all this. And now inside this component, let's create another component, that is bookingspage.jsx. Type here REFCE, and inside this, let me type here booking. Then in pages, let's create another page, that is booking.jsx, and type here REFCE. And here let's import our Navbar first. Then we are going to import our booking page. Then we are going to import our footer here. Now, after this, let's go to our app.jsx, and now after this, let's give here the route path. Here it will be /bookings, and element we are gonna render is the booking here. So now after creating this, we will be creating this page when the backend will be applied in the next video. So we are gonna create this page in the next upcoming video. So stay tuned for that. Till then, let's create our contact page. So for that, let's go to components and create a contact page.jsx, and type here REFCE, and inside this type here contact. Then in pages, let's create a page, that is contact.jsx, and type here REFCE again. Inside this div, let's import our navbar here, then import our footer here, and in between them import our contact page here. Now after this, go to your app.jsx. First let me close this, and now inside this, let's create our route stack. In route tag, the path here, it will be /contact, and the element we are gonna render is our contact. Let me contact from pages, import here. Now after this, let's go back, and here on contact page, you can see this con is present here. So let's create our contact page. Let me remove this, and now let's import so we are gonna import our contact styles, which will be coming from our dummy styles. So here we are going to use these CSS property for our contact page. So let me close this, and now after this, let's go to our GitHub, and in contact page.jsx, copy this form data, and after this, let me just paste it here. So in our form data, we take name, email, phone number, subject, and message. Now after this, let's go back and let's copy this handle change function. So handle change function is similar to the function we are defining till now, and it takes the phone number till 10 digit only. That the limit of the phone number will be 10 digit only. Now after this, let's go back, and here let me just copy this handle submit here, and let me just paste it here. So this handle submit has a WhatsApp API, that it will take our our data to our web WhatsApp, and it will share the message here, and it will if the phone number length is less than 10 or it's not equal to 10, then it will show you this error. Now this is how our data will be shared on our WhatsApp using this number. On this number, it will be shared using blank to make it open on the next page. Now after this, let me just create a div tag here, give class name to this div as contact styles dot page container. Then inside this, let's go back and let's copy this toast container here. Now let me just paste it here. Now let's import our toast container from our React Toastify. Now after this, let's go back, and now first let's create our div tag here, give class name to this div as contact styles dot bg gradient. Now after this, let's create another div tag, give class name as contact styles dot bg ball 1. Let's copy this and paste it again here, change it to 2. Now after this div, let's create our side effects. So for that, let me just go back to our GitHub, and let's copy this side effects, and let me just paste it here. Now after pasting this, let's go and here create a div tag, give class name to this div as contact styles dot contact icon container, or just type here the content container. Then inside this another div tag, give class name as contact styles dot header container. Then another div tag, give class name, and the position here it will be in line flex. Then item center, justify center, and margin bottom will be 4, and h1 tag. Now after this, give class name to this h1 tag, give contact styles dot header title. Then inside this let's type here span tag and give class name to this span as contact styles dot header title red, and let's type here contact. Then another span tag, give class name as contact styles dot header title white, and type here us. Then let's go and see. So it shows use state is not defined. Okay, we have to define this use state here. Now after this let's go back. Now you can see this contact us is present here. Now after this let's go back, and now after this create a paragraph tag, give class name as contact styles dot header subtitle, and let's give a paragraph here that is have questions about movie booking or special events. Our team is here to help you. So now after writing this paragraph you can see, okay, let me just cut this paragraph from, let me cut this div and let me paste it here. So now as you can see it's working perfectly. Now after this div, create a div tag, give class name to this div as contact styles dot grid container. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as contact styles dot card relative. Then inside this another div tag, give class name as contact styles dot card gradient. Then let me just cut this div and close this div right here. Then after this let's create another div tag, give class name as contact styles dot card container. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as contact styles dot card badge, and inside this let's give a icon ticket and size. Let's give class name to this icon as contact styles dot card icon. And now after this let's type here booking support. Now let's go and see. So our booking support is present here. Now after this let's create a h2 tag, give class name to this heading tag as contact styles dot form title, and let's give here the first the icon as message circle, and give class name to this icon as contact styles dot form title icon, and inside this type here send a message. Then after this create a form tag, and inside this form tag let's give here the on submit here, it will be called as handle submit here. Then give class name to this form tag as contact tag styles dot form. Then a div tag, give class name to this div as contact styles dot form grid. Then inside this create another div tag and a label tag. In HTML4 it is for name, give class name as contact styles dot input group, and inside this let's give here full name. After this label let's create a input tag. Type here it will be text, ID here it will be name, name here it will be name, then the value here it will be coming from form data dot name. Then on change here it will be our handle change. Then after this it will be required field. Then give class name to this input tag as contact styles dot input. Then give placeholder as your full name, or your name. Now let's go and see. So now our input box is created with the label. Now after this let's go back, and here let's copy this div. Now after this paste it here. Then let's change this HTML4 to email. Then after this the type will be changed to email. Then let me just change this label to email address. Then after this name ID will be changed, as well as the name will be changed to email. Then here on placeholder it will be your@example.com. Now after this, let's copy this div again, and now after this div, let's paste it here. Now let's change this HTML to phone. Let's copy this. Let me just change it label here, phone, and let's copy this phone here. And now type here it will be changed to tell. Then ID will be changed to phone. Name will be changed to, let me change it to phone. Then value will be changed to phone. Then type here input mode. Here inside this input mode we are taking the numeric, as it will only take this numeric. Then the pattern here, it will be from 0 to 9 number. It will only take only this much, and only 10 digits are valid here. Then the maximum length of the will be 10, so that only 10 digits are placed here. Then for title, just type here enter a 10-digit phone number. Now after this, let me just change this placeholder as, let me type here your phone number. Now let's go and see. Now you can see this phone number and email addresses are present here. Now after this, go back and again let's copy this div, and now let me just let's go back and don't copy that, just copy this div for the subject, and let me just paste it after this div here. Now let's go back and let's see. So now you can see this subject is also present here. Now after this, now here let me just copy this div, okay, or don't just copy this div, let's copy this till label, and let me just close this div here. Then after this label, let's create our text area tag, and inside this name we are gonna give the name as message. Then let's copy this message, and the HTML for will be changed here. ID will be changed to message. Let me just change this to message. Now after this, inside this value here, it will be form data dot message. Then on change, it will be handle change. Then it will be a required field. Then after this, the rows here it will be 4. Then give class name to this text area as contact styles dot text area. Then placeholder, it will say that is please describe your inquiry in details. Now after this, your message box is present here. Now after this, let's go back, and now after this div, let's create a button tag to create a submit button. Type will be submit here. Then give class name to this button as contact styles dot submit button. Then type here send via WhatsApp. Now after this, let's give an icon that is send, and give class name to this icon as contact styles dot button icon. Now after this, let's go back, and now let me just select this, and now once I send it, it will take us to the web WhatsApp and with the message here. Now after this, the field is not getting reloaded, resetting here, so let me just add a resetting function that is set form data, and inside this, let me just copy this data here and paste it here. So after the form is submitted, it will set the form data like this. Let me check it again, and now after this, you can see your form gets reset here. Now after this, let's go back, and now after this, let's create another div tag. Give class name to this div as space from y-axis will be 6. Then another div tag, give class name as contact styles dot card relative. Again create a div, give class name to this div as contact styles dot card credit. Then after this div, create another div tag, give class name to this div as contact styles dot card container. Then another div tag, give class name as contact styles dot card patch, and inside this, give a icon as popcorn. Give class name to this as contact styles dot card icon. And now let me just give here the cinema info. So for that, let's go back and see. Now as you can see, this cinema info is present here. Now after this, create a h2 tag, give class name to this heading tag as contact styles dot form title, and let's give here the form title as contact info or information. Now let's go create a div tag here and give class name here, that is contact styles dot card info, contact info. Then another div tag, give class name as contact styles dot contact item. Now inside this another div tag, give class name as contact styles dot contact in icon container, and let's give the icon as phone. They have class name to this icon as contact styles dot contact icon. And now after this, let me type here a div tag, and inside this h3 tag, and inside this heading tag, let's give class name as contact styles dot contact text, and let's type here the booking hotline. And after this, a paragraph tag, and give class name to this paragraph as contact styles dot code details, contact details, and let me just give a phone number here. Now after this, let's see, it is present on the UI like this. Now after this, let's copy this div and let me paste it here. Change this icon to mail, and this will be changed to our email address. Then let's change this paragraph to our email address, as we can give here anything like booking@contact.com, or we can just change it to Cineplex. Then copy this paragraph and paste it again. Change it to, let's type here support@cineplex.com. So it will be, after giving this email addresses, you can see it is present here. Then after this, let's copy this div again, and now after this, let me just paste it again. Then let's change this icon to, let me change this icon to map pen, and let's give here the location, that is the main street location. So let's give here the some dummy location. So let me type here this dummy location, Mumbai, and FC 4 times 0 and 1, and then let's give another as plus 4 other locations. So these other locations across the city. So now let's go, and now our address is also present here. Now after this div, let's go and on our GitHub, let's copy this div for emergency support card and paste it here. Now let's go on the UI. It is present here, the urgent show related issue. This is present here. So now after this, we have completed our contact.js page. So we have completed our whole UI till now. So now after this, we are going to create our movie page. Now inside this pages, let's create our movie detail page.jsx. Inside this, let's type a RFCE, and inside this app.jsx, let's create a route tag, and inside this a path, and path here it will be on our movies, and it will be /id for the particular movie ID, and the element we are gonna render, it will be our movies detail page here. Now after this, let's go and here on movies page. So here let me just type here something like movie, and now let's check. So our movie is present here. So this is working fine here, and here, okay, we don't have to show this here. So let me correct this route here. So for that, let me go to movies.jsx, and here it will be movie, not movies. So here it shows nothing here. So it is working fine here. So let's go to our movies and select a movie. Now let's create our movie detail page here. So let me remove this, and here let's import our, so here we are gonna import our movie detail styles from dummy style. So here we are going to use these CSS property for our this movie detail component, that is the page. and also we need this movie details CSS also. Now after this we are gonna type here import movies from, we are gonna import our this from asset/dummy mdata. So here we are using this dummy data that has this movie details starting from this. It also has this OD and timing and slots here. So now after this, let me just go to our GitHub, and here inside this pages, inside this movie details page, let me just copy this rows. Here it shows, or just let me just copy this till here, and now after this paste it here. In this rows, it shows the rows that we have this 5 rows in our theater, and 2 of them are recliner and 3 of them are standard, having 8 seats here. So it will show you this total seats here, and for avatar will give you the avatar for when there is no avatar present there. Then after this, let me just copy this from here till, let me just copy this till here. Now after this, let's go back and paste it here. So here we are going to extract a movie YouTube ID from our ID, that is the URL. If it is from the YouTube, we are going to extract there. Then it will just embed our URL to autoplay and start here, and then this will give you the format of this time zone, that is for the Indian it will be IST here. Now after this, let me just go back, and after this let's copy this timing here. So it will give you, it will return you this date, month, year timing in ISO, that is the Indian Standard Time Zone, and it will give you this here. Now, and it will be giving you like this, that is the one that is in 12 hours here in this function. Now after this, let's just copy these here, and here let me just paste it here. So here this ID is coming from this use params. We need this ID so that we can make it for a particular movie here. Then we need this movie ID which will be used here so that it is for the particular movie, and import this navigate and use memo hook also. Now here let's import our use state, and here in show trailers it will show you that particular movie trailer. It will show you that the selected trailer of that particular movie, selected movie will show you that particular movie, selected date will show you that particular day, and the time here it will help you in selecting the time that you want to show your show here. Then let's create a use effect hook and create an arrow function here. Type here if the movie is not present, that is if the movie is not found, then it will show you a toast.error, and the error here it will just show that is the movie not found here. So it will show you this error, and it will be done each time we fetch our movie here. Now after this, let me just copy this function to build our slots. Let me just copy till here, and now let me just paste it here. So here we are going to get our show time days, that it will show you the time and slot that are available for that particular day, and it will be done in ISO, that is the Indian Standard Time. So it will be done for that particular time. It will show you the slot, and it will show you that ID and the seats are available for that particular timing and slot or not. So both functions help you in that thing, and this days helps you in getting the date, that is the or at what date you have selected that movie, and show time will show you that particular time with the OD. Now it will return you these things here. Now after this, let me just ensure the selected date is valid when show time changes. So create a use effect hook, and inside this type here if showtime days dot length is equals to 0, then in that case it will just set selected day as 0, that this date is not selected here, day. Then it will set the selected time as null, that if the show is not present, then it will show you the timing is also not present. Then it will return this, the error, if it is not found here. Then the set selected day, it will be current and create an arrow function. And now inside this, type here const new index is equals to, so in new index it will store the current is greater than or equals to 0 and the current is less than the show time dates dot length. If it is, then it will be current, else it will be 0. Now it will return the new index here. Now after this, let's type here the set selected time, and it will be null. Then it will be done each time we check our show time days here. Now after this, let's go back and here let's copy this function that is for the opening and closing of the trailer. So here we handle our opening of a particular trailer of that movie, and it will handle the booking, so it will be created later, that the seat selector page. So it will navigate us to that particular page if we select the show time and show time date and day and time, so it will redirect you to that thing. So type here const close trailer and create an arrow function here, and type here set select show trailer. Here it will become false if we close the trailer. Then it will set the selected trailer ID. Here it will become null. Let me type here null. So if we close the trailer, it will show the ID will become null, and set selected movie will become null here. Now after this, if the movie is not found, then it will return, create a div tag here and give class name to this particular div as movie details styles dot no found container, not found container. Then another div tag, give class name as movie details styles dot, so here it will show you that no found content will be passed here. Then h2 tag, let's give class name to this heading tag as movie details styles dot not found title, and type here movie not found here. So if the movie is not found, it will show you this text, and create a link tag. Let's import our link. So for that, let me just type here let me just put a comment, type here link here. So it will be coming from our React router DOM package. So here let me just scroll down, and now after this, inside this link, let's give a to property, and to property it will be done on /movies. Then class name here it will be showing that is the movie details styles dot not found link. Then inside this, type here back to movie. So now after this, let's go back, and we won't be seeing this here. So there is nothing, no error is coming here. So let's move forward. So after this, let's create here const handle time select is equals to, pass here the date time and create an arrow function here. And here let's type here set selected time. Here it will be date time. Then after this, type here const key is equals to encoded URI component and pass the date time here. Then after this, type in navigate. So here we are gonna navigate on backtick. Type here movie/movie.id, and it will be /seat selector, and it will be done on /particular key, that is the particular movie. It will show you the seat selector here. So now after this, let's copy this get book count for that particular movie. So it will give you the count for that particular movie, having the key as movie ID and date time, and it will just get that item key from our local storage here. Now after this, let's create our UI. So type here class name to this div as movie details styles dot page, that is the container. Then inside this, type here show trailer and it will be selected trailer ID, and it will create a div give class name to this div as movie details styles dot model overlay. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot model container. Then a button tag here. Then inside this button tag, give onClick property as close trailer, and give class name to this button as movie details styles dot close button. Then inside this, let's pass the icon as X. The size to this icon as 36. Then let's close this here. And now after this button, create a div tag here and give class name to this div as, let me just go to our GitHub and let's copy this div here, and here let me just paste it over here. So now inside this we are going to see our movie trailer here inside this frame. Then create a div tag again, and this time give class name to this div as movie details styles dot wrapper. Then inside this another div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot, it will be header. Now inside this create a link tag, and the link here, the to property to this link, it will take us to on /movies route, and give class name to this link as movie details styles dot back button. Then inside this let's give here the icon as arrow left. Size of this icon will be 18, and class name to this icon, it will be movie details styles dot back text. And just cut this class name here and close this icon here. Then create a span tag, and here let me just paste the CSS class name here and type here back to, or just type here back only. So now you can see the back button is present on the UI for any movie. So now after this let's go back, and here let me just copy this h1 tag for the movie title, and now after this let's type here the movie title. So here let me just create a div tag, and here let's give class name to this div as movie details styles dot title container, and inside this paste it here. Now after this create another div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot movie meta. Then inside this create a span tag and give class name to this span as movie details styles dot meta item. Then inside this give a icon as star and give class name to this icon as backtick, and type here movie details styles dot meta icon, and inside this let me just type here the movie details styles dot, that is the rating icon, and here let me just close this here. Now after this type here movie dot rating will be passed here, then /10, and now after this, now once you go here you can see this is present here. Now it is present for anything. So now let's go back here, and here after this copy and paste it here, and this time just change this rating. Let me just change this rating to duration icon, and here it will be changed to movie dot duration, and close it here. So now after this another span tag, give class name to this span as movie details styles dot, and it will be our generic tag, and here we are gonna pass our movie dot genre here. So here you can see the genre action is present here. Now after this let me just remove this forward slash here, and then after this create our main content here. So here we are going to create our main layout. Now after this create a div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot main layout. Then another div tag, give class name to this div, and the class name will be movie details styles dot left column. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot, and here it will be poster card. Then another div tag, and give class name to this div as movie details styles dot. Let's give here the poster image, and here let's give here the style, and inside the style the max width here it will be 320 pixel. Now after this, inside this div, let's create a image tag. In src, type here the movie dot image will be passed here, and in alternate it will be movie dot title. Then after this, let's give here the, let's go back, and here let me just copy this image tag here, and just copy within the image tag, and let me just paste it here. Now after this, let's give here, let's go back, and let me just copy this class name also and paste it here. Now after this, let's go back, and here you can see the poster image is coming here. Then after this, let's go back, and now after this, let's create our watch trailer section here, that is the button here. So create a button tag here, and inside this button tag, let's give here on click property and create an arrow function here, and type here open trailer, and it will be movie. So we are gonna open the selected movie trailer. Then class name will be movie details styles dot trailer button, and inside this, let's give here the icon as play, and give the size of this icon will be 18. Let me just close this, and inside a span tag we type here the watch trailer. Now after this, let's create another div tag here, and let's give here the class name to this div as movie details styles dot right column. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot, it will be show times card. Then a st tag, give class name to this heading tag as movie details styles dot, it will be show times title, and the style here it will be font family, and the font family here it will be Cinzel and Serif. Now after this, inside this we are gonna pass the icon as calendar, and the class name to this icon, so it will be movie details styles dot, it will be show times icon, and inside a span tag we just type here show times. Now let's go back, and now you can see this show times is present here with the watch trailer button also. So let's go back here, and here after this, create a div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot, it will be days selection. Then inside this, pass here the show times day dot map function, and we are going to map our day with index and create an arrow function here, and inside this create a button tag, and inside this button tag let's give here the key as day dot date, and then give on click property as, let me just create an arrow function here, and type here the set selected day, it will be our index. Now after this, let me just type here set selected time, it will be null. Now after this, give class name to this button tag as backtick, and type here movie details styles dot, it will be day button, and dot base. Then inside this we are gonna check the selected day is equals to index. In that case, if it is index, then in that case it will be movie details styles dot day button dot active, else it will be movie details styles dot day button dot inactive. Now after giving this, create a div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot, it will be our day name. Then inside this, let me just pass here the day dot show short date. Then another div tag, give class name as movie details styles dot day date. Then inside this we are gonna pass the day dot date str. Now let's go back and let's see. So you can see the day with the day is coming here. Let's copy this show time grid here, and let me just paste it after this div here, and after this let's go back here. So you will be able to see this sold out once all the tickets have been booked here. So let me just go back to our GitHub, and now after this let's go back to our VS Code and type here selected time and create a div tag here, give class name to this div as movie detail styles dot, it will be our proceed button. Then after this create a button tag and on click property to this button tag, it will be handle book now, give class name to this handle book now, it will be movie detail styles dot book button. Then let's type here proceed to seat selection. Now let's go back, and you won't be able to see this. Let me just create further. So let me type here our cast selection here. So our cast section page will be created here, the section. So create a div, give class name as movie details styles dot cast card. Then our h3 tag, give class name to this heading tag as movie details styles dot, it will be cast title. Then inside this give style, and style here it will be font family, and the font family here it will be again Cinzel and Sheriff. Now after this let me just give a icon as user and class name to this icon as movie details styles dot cast icon. Then a span tag, and inside this pass here the cast here. Now another div tag here, give class name to this div as, let me type here movie details styles dot, it will be cast grid. Then inside this type here movie dot, we are gonna type here dot cast and movie dot cast dot length. If it is having the length, then it will be movie dot cast dot map. We are gonna map the movie with C and index and create an arrow function here. Create a div tag, and inside this div let's give the key value as index idx, and the class name to this div will be movie details styles dot cast item. Another div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot, it will be cast image container. Then inside this let me just type here c dot image. If this image is present of that movie, then in source it will be type here c dot image will be passed here. In alternate it will be c dot name. Then give class name to this image tag as movie details styles dot, it will be cast image. And on error, let me just copy this on error from here, and let me just scroll down here and let me just paste it here. Now after this let's change this URL as it will show you the placeholder at 80 and the text it will show that is A. Then after this let me close this here. Now after this, in else case it will just show you the icon as fallback avatar that we have created above, and give class name to this icon, that is width will be 20, height will be 20, and max margin from x axis will be auto, that is mx auto. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot cast name, and pass here the c dot name here. Now another div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot, it will be cast role, and c dot role will be passed here. Now again after this, inside this, in else case if the movie dot length is not found, then give class name as movie details styles dot, it will be no cast, that is no cast is present, so it will just show you the message as no cast data available. So let me just go and see. So now you can see the cast is present here. As it is in dummy data, it will only show you this cast here. So now after this let's create our story section. So here we are going to create our story section. So create another div tag, give class name to this div as movie details styles dot, it will be story card. Then another h2 tag, give class name to this heading tag as movie details styles dot, it will be story title, and the style here it will say that is the font family, it will be our font family like Cinzel, and again after this comma type here Sheriff. Now After this, let me just type here story. Now, after this h2 tag, create a paragraph tag, give class name to this paragraph as movie details styles dot story text, and let me just give here the paragraph, that is the movie, and movie dot, it will be synopsis. So now after this, let's go to our GitHub. First, you can see this story is present here. Then let's go to our GitHub, and here for this director producer section, let's copy this. And now after this, let me just paste it here. Now let me just remove the semicolons here. Then after this, you have pasted this director and producer. So let's give a div here for this. So the div here, it will contain the movie details styles dot, it will be our crew grid, and let's close this div at the bottom here. So let's close this div here. Now let's go and let's see. So now you can see the director and producer image and with name is present here. So we have completed our movies page using this ID, and let's give here the styling for JSX, and the style, it will just call here the movie details CSS. Now we have added the CSS. So now after this, let's go back and let me just show you. This is all working fine for every page here for each of them. So it's all working fine till now for any movies. And now it shows you the time and date according to that shows are present there according to these things. So now we have completed our this page. So let's create another page, that is the movie details page home.jsx, and type here REFCE. Then inside this app.jsx, here let me define another route, that is the route, and the path here, it will be /movie /:id, and the element we are gonna render, that is the movie detail page home. Now after this, let's go and here let me just type here movie, and let's go back. And now on our home page, here you can see this featured movie. So we are going to create the page for this here. Now let me just remove this. Now here let's type here import. So here we are going to import our movie detail style h styles. Here we are going to use these CSS property for our this component. So let me just close this here, and now after this, let me just type here import. So here we are going to import our movies, that is coming from our assets / it will be our dummy movie data. So here we are going to use these movie data for our this component. So here it has this OD and timing also. So here let's go to our movie detail page, and let me copy this. It is mostly similar to this movie detail page. So let me just copy and paste much of these things here. So it has this standard recliner like it has previously here in the movie details page. So let me just copy this fallback avatar also. Total seats will be coming here. Then after this, let me just go back. Let's copy this utility extract, and here let me just copy this till this time zone format, and let me just paste it here. Then we don't need this pad here, so let me just remove this, and here it is just similar to what we have just used there. So now after this, let me just go back again, and here let me just copy all these details here, and here let me just paste it here. Now let's me just import this use params and use memo, also this use navigate hook, and after this we have to import our one thing more here, that is the location. We are going to take a location here that will use this use location hook coming from our React Router DOM package. Then let's import our use state for each of them. Now it is just similar to how we have created our movie detail page. So this is the selected movie which we are going to show, and for the day it is this, and the time it is this. Now after this, we take this movie and find it using this ID here. So now after this, let's go, and here let me just copy this use effect hook for the movie not found and paste it here. Then let's go on our GitHub, and in our movie detail home page, let's just copy this show timing function here. And now coming back here, and let me just paste it after this. Now there is some issue, so let me just fix this issue. We need to increase the bracket here. Okay, now it will work fine here. Now after this, after using this, we have to import our use memo, so it's working fine. Now we will get this time show time using this slot here that we have just used previously. So let me just copy this days function here, and inside this paste it here. Then after this, let me just copy this raw, and this let me just copy this raw and tell the return days. Right, let me just paste it after this. Now after this, let me just remove this here, and now it's working fine. Now after this, we have to this OD, we have to change this OD, as it only has to be OD here, not null here. Then here, let me close this here, and we have to remove this bracket from down here. Now it's working fine here. Then after this, let me just go back. Let's copy this selected date day, and let me just paste here. Then after this, let me just copy this open and close trailer function, and let me paste it here. Then after pasting these things from here, let me go, and again let me just copy this if case. If the movie is not found, it will show you this message. So here we have to just update this, as it will be our movie detail h style, and let's copy this here, and let me just paste it to all of them here. Now after this, if let me just create our seat selection or selector path here. So for that, let's create our function, that is the const build seat selector path, and for that we will require the movie ID and movie ID params, and the date time will be required here. So for create an arrow function for that, and type here const, let me type here const key is equals to, so our key will be encoded URI component, and inside this pass the date time. Then type a const path lower is equals to, so it will be our location dot path name, and or it will be empty dot to lowercase function. And after this, let's type a const uses singular. So here the singular will be storing the path lower dot includes, and it will include the path as slash movie. And now after this, type here if the use singular is present, in that case it will just return, the path as, it will create the path as slash movie slash dollar, and inside this dollar pass here the movie ID param. Then it will be slash seat selector, and it will be slash done on the key, that is the ID. Then after it will return, let me again copy this till the backtick, and here paste it here. Then let me just change this to movies s. Now after this, let's go back and let's copy this time select function and paste it here. Then here we need to just change it the key to path, and here the date URI component will be changed to our build seat selector path here. And we are going to, let me just pass one thing more, that is the movie.id here. So it will take both of them here. Then the navigation will be changed to just simple path here. So it will navigate us to that particular path. Now after this, let's go and let's copy this handle book now function and let me just paste it here. Then here again we need to change this to build seat selector path, and it will again be path here, const path, and here we have to just update this by adding the movie.id here also. Now after this, the navigation will be changed, so let me just change this navigation here to path. And now after this, let's go and type here const. It will be our first show time, and create an use memo hook and create an arrow function here. And inside this, let's type here if the show time days is dot length, then it will return. If the show time days dot length is nothing, then it will return null. Then then type of const day of show time days. So for each of the day, it will be if the day dot show time and day dot show times dot length. In that case, it will return the day dot show times, and it will be on 0th index dot date time. Now it will return this null here. Now after this, it will be done each time we add here the show time days. So let's go back and let me just copy this get book count function and let me just paste it here. So here we are going to get this count for the booking we have done, and it will be stored with the key in the local storage here. So it will give you the date, time and OD that are available here. So now after this, let me just remove this and open a bracket, and inside this create a div tag, and let's give here class name for this UI and type here the movie detail h-style.page container. Now after this, let's go back to your GitHub, and here let's just copy this full UI portion here, and let me copy this, and here let me just paste it here. So this is whole UI. So let's check here. So here you will see here there is an error. Here you will see multiple errors first. So the first error is use effect is not defined. So let's define our use effect here. So let me just put a comma here and type a use effect, and let's go back. So now it shows another error that says link is not defined. Okay, so for that we just need to add a comma here and use React router DOM and type a link. Then it shows arrow left is not defined. Okay, to define this arrow left, let's copy this from here, and now let's go to our movie detail page, and let me just copy this import icon, and here let me just paste it after this. Now after this, you will be able to see there is only one error. Okay, we have this error, that is the clock, that is the icon error. We haven't defined the clock here. Then lastly it will say that is we have to define our user here. So let me just type a user, and okay, there is error. Okay, we have defined user two times. Let me just let me close this here, and here let me just type here users is not defined. So after removing this, let me just copy and paste it here. So now you will be able to see that there is no error now, and this UI is similar to the previous UI. So now you can see the UI is similar, just like we have created for this movies page. So now let me just go to here, and here you can see the UI is similar. So now after this, let me just so this is all working fine till now. So now after this, here let me scroll down, and And here, now let me explain the code here. That is, it is the trailer model. In this trailer model, you can go to watch this trailer here, and it will open the trailer. So it will show you the trailer here, and you can just cross this trailer here. And now after this, you can cross this here. Then after this, this title here, this back button is for this back that we are going back here from here. So now let me just go back again. And now after this, this movie title is the movie title here. Now you will notice that each time we come back here to this page, it takes us to from the below. Later we are gonna fix that issue also. So this is this data which present here, the genre here also. Then for this layout, the poster, it is for this image coming on the left with the trailer button here. So now after this, this show time and cast, it is for the show time. And let me just go back to our, let me just go to this. So here there is also watch trailer which we haven't seen. So it shows an error, selected trailer ID is not defined. Okay, so let's go back to our movie detail page, and here let me scroll down till it comes to, let me just scroll here. And okay, we have to add here the and here. So let me just paste it here, and also we need to add here the and. Now let's go and see. Now after this, let's refresh it here, and on watch trailer, now you will be able to see the trailer is working fine here. So now let me just close this here, and now go back. And now again on your home page here to this fighter, let me just go back, and now let me just close this. And now here you will be able to see this days selection here that is coming from here. That is this day, having this day and the date also. Now after this, let me just go back, and here this shows the time slot here. Then after this, this cast here, the cast is for this first the time slot. And let me go back, and now here this cast is for the cast we are just creating here. So this is for the cast here. Then this is for this cast here, the image with the name and the position of that particular cast, that is the role. Now this image is for this image here, so image tag. And now then for this story, we have this story only, and this director and producer, it is present here. So this story is present here, and the director and the producer having the name as well as the image is present here. Soon these things will be working from the backend side. So first let's type here style, and type here the movie detail h styles.custom css. Now we have created our movie detail page home. So let me just close this, and here let me just go back. So now here let me just select a movie, and here let me just show you the responsive till now. Till now this full site is responsive till now. So let me show you each thing in detail here. Now for this movie also, you can see it is responsive for laptop view as well as for the larger screen and mobile screen also. So now let me just go back, and inside this components, let's create a component that is the seat selector page.jsx, and type here RESTful, and inside this let me just type a seat. Then inside this pages, let's create a page that is the seat selector.jsx, and here let me just type again RESTful, and here inside this div, let's import our Navbar first. Then we are gonna import our seat selector page. Then on our app.jsx, now let me just create a route tag and the path here, it will say that it is on /movies/id, and it will be on our seat, and it will have this slot here. Then the element that we are gonna render is our seat selector, and let me just close this here. Then again create a, or just copy this route and let me just paste it again, and this time just change this route, that is it will be seat selector, so it will take us to seat selector slot. Now after this, let me just go and select a movie, select the time. So now it will take us to this seat. It is working fine here. So let me just go back here, and for this it will be seat. So it's all working fine. So let me just go and let's create our seat selector page here. So for that, let me just type here import. So here we are gonna import our seat selector style coming from our dummy styles, and we are gonna import our movies, that is coming from our assets slash, and here let me just type here the dummy m data. So here we are going to use this dummy data for our seat selector. Now after this, let me just go to our movie detail page, and here let me just copy, or let me just first show you the CSS. So here we are going to use this CSS property for this particular seat selector page. So now after this, let me just give class name to this div, as here it will be seat selector styles dot page container, then a style tag, and inside this we are gonna call our seat selector styles dot custom CSS. Now after this, let's create a div tag, give class name to this div as seat selector styles dot, it will be main container, then a button tag, and inside this button tag on click property, here it will be an arrow function, and here let's type a navigate, and okay, let me just type a -1, and it will take you to one page previous, and give class name to this button at seat selector styles dot, it will be back button, and inside this let me give an icon here, that is the arrow left, and the size of this icon here, it will be, let me give here the icon as 18 size, and let's import our icon as it's not imported here. Import arrow left from our Lucity React. Now after this, after we have typed it here, you can see the background is present here. So then let's go to our seat selector page.jsx on our GitHub, and here let me just copy this const here, and before pasting it here, let me just paste it here, and then go to our movie detail home page and copy and paste it this row here. Now after this, let me go back here, and here let me just copy these const here, then after this inside this paste it here. So here we are again finding the movie using this ID, and ID is getting from our use params hook. So here let me import our use navigate hook also, then after this use memo to find our movie using this movie.id. We are finding this movie using the movie.id. Then let me copy this use effect hook for our page when a valid slot exists. So it will only show this page if the slot are available, that is if the movie is available, then it will show you this, else it will just show that is sold out. So it won't open that seat selector page here. So now after this, type here const, that is the slot it is. So type here const storage key will be bookings underscore, and it will be movie ID underscore, and it will be dollar, and pass here the slot key. Now after this, let me just type here const, and it will be booked comma set booked is equals to a use effect hook or use state hook, and the initial value will be new set, and the set will be function. Then it will be new set for each user. It will be new booking. So type here const selected comma set selected is equals to again a use state hook, and the initial value here it will be new set for the selected. Then after this type here use effect hook and create another arrow function and type here if the movie is not found, then in that case it will return a toast dot error, and inside this toast it will just say that is movie not found. Now after this type here set timeout, and the set timeout will be an arrow function and it will navigate us to, so it will navigate us to slash movies if the movie is not found in 600 seconds, that is 0.6 seconds, and it will return this. Then it will be done each time we fetch for that movie or we navigate to this route here. Then after this let me just go and copy this use effect hook. So it will get our storage key from our local storage, and according to local storage key we are gonna show our set booking here. So it will get the local storage, so it will get the local storage key from our local storage. Sorry, it get our storage key from our local storage. So now after this type here const, inside this const type here toggle seat is equals to, and pass here the ID and type here an arrow function and type here if booked dot has, if the booking has the ID, then in that case it will be, let me type here console.log clg and type here seat ID is already booked. If the seat has that ID, then it will show that it's the ID that has been booked the particular seat here. So the booking details will be shown here. Inside this it will show that is the movie that has been booked. So it will show the movie dot title, that is the movie title it will be showing. Then it will show the show time, that the what time has been the it has been booked using the slot key. Then the seat, that is the particular seat that has been booked, and it will show you the status, that is it is booked. So now after this let me just return this console.log. Now after this type here set selected, it will be now previous state, and create an arrow function and type here const next is equals to, it will be new set, and inside this new set pass the previous, and now type here if the next dot has the ID, in that case it will be next dot delete the ID, that is it will delete the next ID. Then type here else next dot add it, we are gonna add the ID. If it is not present, then in return it will be just next will be pass here. Now it will be returned here. Then type here const clear selection is equals to, create an arrow function here and type here set selected, and inside this it will be new set here. Now after this if we clear the selection it will be new set here. So like handle submit we have this confirm booking. So let me just go to our GitHub and let me just copy this confirm booking function, and after this let me just paste it here. So here we have pasted this. So inside this confirm booking it will show the selected size. If it is 0, then it will show you must select at least one seat. Then it will set that storage, that is the book seat in our local storage, and this is how our data will look on our MongoDB once it will be created, or it will be shown by the console right now. So now after this let me type here const base price is equals to, here we are gonna make the price for the movie, that is the movie dot price. Then if it is price, then it will be 0. Then type here const total is equals to, so here in totals we are gonna pass here the selected, and it will be dot reduce. So here we are gonna reduce our sum, comma s and create an arrow function here, and inside this type here const. So here row letter is equals to, it will be s dot at 0th index, then type here const def is equals to rows dot, and here we are gonna find, so inside this we are gonna find the row, create an arrow function here and type a row dot id. So it will show you this row dot id is equals to row letter. Then type here const multiplier, and inside this multiplier we are gonna pass here the def dot type is equals to, if the type of this it is recliner, then it is showing an error. So let me just add a equal to let me just add a equal to this multiplier here, and here let me just type here else it will be 1. So it will show you the multiplier times. So let me just correct this inverted comma here. So now it will show you, if it is recliner it will be 1.5 multiplication, else it will be 1 of that particular price. Then type here return sum plus base price into multiplier. So this will be contained inside the total here. Then after this type here const, it will be our, let me just type here the selected count is equals to selected dot, and it will be our size. Then let's go back, and here let me just copy this Audi slot, Audi for. Now after pasting this here, let me add a comment, that is the select slot and Audi. So here we can select the slot and Audi just like we have did in our movie details page, and type here back here. So now let me just go. Right now we have this navbar, that's why it's not visible. Then let's give here class name, and inside this class name it will be seat selector styles dot title container. Then inside this h1 tag, give class name to this h1, it will be seat selector styles dot, it will be movie title, and inside this let me just pass here the movie dot title here. Okay, we have to just correct this here, as we have given it inside the h1 closing tag. Let me just cut it here, and now let me paste it here. So now you will be able to see the title here. So let me just go back, and now you can see the title is coming here. So now after this let me just copy this div here, and now after this h1 tag let me just paste it here. So now you will be able to see that what time and what date we have selected to see this show. So now let me just show you this. For this fighter film we are selecting, or let me just go, and for war we are just selecting for 25th, and it is showing this at this time you have selected this to book the seat here. Then after this create a div, and inside this first let's go to our GitHub, and here let me just copy this div till Audi slot, or let me just copy this whole thing and let me just copy and paste it here by replacing this div here. So now after this it will show you the slot, that is the Audi you have selected. Now you can check this Audi for multiple things, you can try it later. So then after this let me just go and create our screen here. So here let me just type here div, give class name to this div, it will be seat selector styles dot, it will be screen container. Then another div tag, give class name to this div at seat selector styles dot, it will be screen. Then inside this let me just go and copy this style here, and for this style let me just paste this style inside. Let me, yes, now it's working fine here. Then inside this div create another div tag, give class name to this div as seat selector styles dot, it will be screen text, and type here the curved screen. Now after this another div tag, give class name to this div at seat selector styles dot, it will be screen subtext, and let me just give here the subtext as please face the screen, enjoy the show. So Now you can see the curved screen is present here. Now after this, let's go back, and now after this div, let's create our main content here. So here let me just create a div tag and give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot. It will be main container, then or just type a main content. Then inside this another div tag, give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot. It will be our seed create container. Then inside this type a rows dot map, and here we are gonna map our row and create an arrow function here and create a div tag and give here key property as row dot id. Then class name to this div, it will be seed selector styles dot. It will be row container. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot row container. Then another div tag and give class name to this at seed selector styles dot row header. And inside this another div tag, let me just remove this div here, and also we have written it one time more, so let me just remove this. And now inside this give class name to this div at seed selector styles dot row label, and inside this just pass here the row dot lib id here. So now you will be able to see the rows are present here A B C D E, and it will each have the 8 seed here. So now create a div tag, give class name to this div as flex1, then flex and justify center. Then inside this another div tag, give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot seed grid. Then inside this, let me just go and let's copy this array, and let me just copy and paste it here by replacing this, paste it here. Now after this, let me just go and see. So it will show you the error, as the error says that is the booking chair is not defined. Okay, so for that let me just copy and paste this booking chair here. Then after this it will show you another error, that is sofa is not defined. So let's define the sofa here. So let me just paste it here. Then now you can see the seats are present here. So now you can select the seat also. Here we have this recliner having this different icon, and the seat has this different icon. The chair as well as the sofa are present here. Now after this, let me just go back here, and here now after this div, create another div tag and give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot. It will be row type, and inside this just type a row dot type here. Now after this you can see the row type is present here, that is standard, and it will be a recliner hour. So now after this div, let's create our booking summary, and here let me just create a div tag, and inside this div give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot. Let me correct this dot as it needs single dot, type a summary grid. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot. It will be summary container. Then a h3 tag, give class name to this heading tag as seed selector styles dot. It will be summary title. Then let's give the icon as ticket, size of it will 18, and here let me just type here the booking summary. Now after this, create another div tag, and let's give here class name to this div as space from y axis will be 4. Then another div, give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot. It will be summary item, and inside this type here span tag, give class name to this span. It will be seed selector styles dot. It will be summary label. Then let's type here the selected seeds, and another span tag, give class name to this span. It will be seed selector styles dot. It will be summary value, and inside this we are gonna pass the selected count here. So now let me just go, and here now you can see the seed summary is present here. Then let me just copy this seed count, selected count, and paste it here. Now after this you can see the amount is also present here. Low. Okay, we have to select the seat here. So before that, let me just go back and here let me type here the selected count is equals to 0. If the selected count is equals to 0, in that case create a div tag, give class name to this div at seed selector styles dot empty state. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot, it will be empty state title, and here let me just give here the title as no seeds selected. So if the seed is not selected, it will show you this message. Then another div tag, give class name as seed selector styles dot empty state subtitle, and here the subtitle will be select seeds from the grid to continue. Now let me just go and see. So it shows that no seat is selected. Once I select the seat here, it will show you the total amount. And now let me just show you this. So now it shows that you have selected these many of seats and your total is this. Now after this, let me again open this GitHub again, and we don't need to close that. Then create a div tag and give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot, it will be actions button. Then a button tag, and inside this button tag on click property, it will be our clear selection, and type here the disable is equals to, it will be disabled if the seed selector count is equals to 0. If the count is 0, then it won't be active here. Then type here seed selector styles dot clear button, and here just type here clear. Then after this button, create another button tag and give class name to this button tag. First the on click property, it will be our confirm booking, and then it will be disabled if it will be disabled when the seed selector count is equals to 0 again, and the class name here it will say that is seed selector styles dot confirm button, and here just type here the confirm booking. Now we have created our buttons also, so now you can see it's present here. If I click on this clear, it will clear our selection of the seat here. Now we will confirm it later. So then create a div and give class name to this div as seat selector styles dot, it will be pricing container. Inside this h3 tag, give class name to this heading tag as seat selector styles dot price title, and type here the icon as credit card, and size of this icon it will be 18. Then type here pricing info. Now after this, let me just create another div tag and give class name to this div, and it will be space from y-axis will be 3. Then another div tag, give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot, it will be our pricing item. Then another div tag, give class name as seed selector styles dot, it will be our pricing row. Then another div tag and give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot pricing label. Then inside this, let me just type here standard, and here let me just copy and paste it again here, or let me just wait, let me just give here the another div tag and give class name to this div as seed selector styles dot, it will be our pricing value standard, and let me just type here rupees base price. Then let's copy this div and let me just paste it here. Then here you will be just changing it to recliner, and inside this recliner it will be changed to math dot rounded and round, and it will be our base price multiplied by 1.5 here. Now that is the multiplier we have used previously. So let's give another class name to this div as seed selector styles dot pricing note. Then here let me just type here all prices includes taxes, no hidden charges. Now after this, let me just go, and now you can see this pricing info is present here. Now you can see this is 375 and this is 250 for our standard 250. So now we have created our seed selector page, and now let's create another component, that is our seed selector page home.jsx, and here inside this type here RFCE, and here let me just go back and create or add a div here also, and the div here it will get the class name as seed selector styles dot, it will be header container, and let me just close this div here. Let's cut this div, and here at the end of this, let me just paste it here. So now you will be able to see it is looking much better than previous, but the navbar is making a hindrance now. So to fix this, let me just go. First, let me just check it for everything. So it's working fine till now. So we are going to create this page using that seed selector home page. So here let me give a path, that is the first let me copy this routes here, and let me just paste it again. Change this movie to movie, not movies, and we are gonna change it to page home, and it will be also changed to page home, seed selector page home. Now let me just change it to page, or you can just remove the navbar. Let me just we don't need to add this page. Let me just undo this and go to our seed selector page, and here let me just remove this navbar only, so it will be working fine there. So let me just go and check, and here for this, now you can see the title is present here with the back button on the left side. So now it's worked fine here. So after this, let me go and check. So we have to create this here. So for that, let me just type a seed and let's refresh. So here it's present here. So now in our app.js, let me scroll up and let's add a smooth scroll animation for this app.js. So for that, let me just copy this use effect hook from here, and it will be our scroll to top component, so that we can scroll up in a smooth behavior. So import our use effect, import our use location hook, then we have to scroll down. So this is our scrolling behavior that will make us to jump on every page on the top. That is what we are facing. That is, if we open any page, it will open from the mid or from the bottom, but by adding this scroll to top function, it will open the page on the top every time. Then we have to just type here scroll to top to add this, and let me just cut this routes tag here and create a div tag here to make it responsive. Let me give here the class name as min height will be screen, then width will be full, and the overflow will from x-axis will be hidden, and paste it here. Now by adding this, we have completed our, so let me just show you this. So here let me just see, it shows the OD2, and let me just go, and now we have to just create this page here. So let's go back, and on our GitHub, on our seed selector home, we have this data also. So starting here, let me just go to our seed selector home page, and let me close all this. And now here let me just remove the seed, and here let's type here import, and inside this import just type here seed selector h styles. We are gonna import these styles from dummy styles, and we are gonna import our movies from our, let me just import it from our asset / dummy movie data. So here we are going to see this, we are using this dummy data for our this page, and this seed selector styles h styles, we are going to use these particular CSS property for our this seed selector page home component. Now after this, let me just go to our seed selector page, and here let me just copy this import here, these imports, and let me just paste it here. And this page is also similar to the seed selector page. So here let me just copy these rows and seed IDs and paste it here. Then after this, inside this, let me just again go back, and here let me just copy this and paste it here for finding the movie. Then after this, let me just go to our GitHub, and inside the seed selector page home.jsx, let me just copy this function and paste it here. So here it will find the slot object, and after this let me just copy this use effect hook, and after this let me just paste it after this. We haven't get copied here. Let me just copy this again from here to this here and paste it here. Now after pasting this, it will again just validate our slot, and let me type here the const legacy key is equals to, and here let me just copy this, and inside this let me just paste it here. Then here let me increase one thing, that is the OD name here. So now the storage key will store these things here. Then after this let's copy these use states as well as the use effect hook and paste it here. Now if the movie is not found, it will show you this error, that is the toast.error. And then let's copy this use effect hook to again just like previous to get the storage key from our local storage. And now after this let me just go and here let me just copy this function, the toggle seat function, and let me just paste it here. Here we have to add one thing, that is the OD, and in OD we are gonna send the OD name here, and a toast.error will appear if case of any error, and it will show the error as the seat of that particular ID is already booked, that is written on above. So it will show you that error also, not in the console but also as a toast here. So let's copy this clear selection here and paste it here. Then after this let's go to our GitHub, and this time let's copy this confirm booking from here. It is also similar to the confirm booking we have just pasted on our seat selector page. So again this will just set the item in our local storage, and a toast.success will be shown here, just similar to this one. Then we need to just copy and paste this base price and select it count function here. Then let me just remove this and open this. Then let's go to our GitHub, and previously let's give our div tag here and give class name to this div. It will be our seed selector hstyles.page container. Then inside this let's go to GitHub and let's copy the whole UI that we want to copy and paste here. So let me just paste it here, and now after this let's go back, and it will show you multiple errors here. So one by one we are gonna solve each of them. So first is the use memo is not defined. So let's define our use memo here. So here in the line number 1, after this React, paste it here. Then after this it shows the error, that is use effect is not defined. So for this use effect to be not defined, let me just put a comma here and paste it here. Then we have to also define the use state here, that we haven't imported that. So now let's refresh it here. Then it shows the error as film is not defined. So in the icons we have to just define the film here. Now once we have when we have imported this, it will be working fine here. So here let me just select the multiple seats here, and now let me just confirm the booking, and it will show you that these seats gets booked here. So why we are getting this seat booked here, and now you can see because we are getting this data also here in our console. You can see this, it gave us the data, but it's getting saved in the local storage. As you can see, the booking 3 of that particular has these values here, and here if I refresh this, it will hold it till the browser removes our local storage or empty it here. Then for war 2, let me just select multiple seats here again and confirm this booking. So now you can see it's get booked here. So now after this, let me check. Let me just we have completed our seat selector home page by this, and now we have completed our front end also. So let me just go back and let me show you the page responsiveness also. So now till now this site is fully responsive. So for any page it is fully responsive for any devices. You can watch the trailer, and let me increase the size to much better. So now you can see this movie booking seat selector page is also fully responsive. So let me just go back, and for this also let me just show you. So now it shows the Audi one and it is also fully responsive. So let me increase the size here. So this is all for this project. Stay tuned for the next video, and thanks for watching.